What's up, everybody? It's high noon. What's going on? Back after a 1-week hiatus. You hear that work whistle? What? Yes, that's right. That means it's noon. Coffee and Pods, episode 20, Stormy. I'm counting them. I got it. Give her some of this bright light on me. Oh, Lord. Let's see. Too bright. Cut off our music. How are you doing today?
I'm okay.
Very good. Very good. Doing okay as well. We've had an eventful week or 2 weeks. I wasn't on last week because I went to Pottstown to the Uncle Rico live show, so we're going to get into talking about that. I have some pics to share with you and an opinion of someone who was actually there, myself. So we're going to get into that, and we'll get into some of the stuff that we missed in the meantime in the week that I was gone, and we'll get into some of the personal stuff today. It might not be the exact same kind of episode of Coffee and Pods we're used to doing because we've had Coffee and Pods has turned on us, and we are some of the news on Coffee and Pods today, so we're getting into some of that. Let's see. There's my sister checking in. She goes, "You don't need Shuli Network anyhow." There goes a kiss for her. Thank you. Let's see. What to say? WATP Kevin says, "You're fired?" ? Did Vince McMahon call you? Yeah, well, actually, we'll get into who called or who didn't call and how we found out and how, how maybe could have gone a little better and all. But let's see. I'm seeing my signal's jumping a little bit. I'm good. Shout out to the 4 people that have joined us live already. Good morning, friends. Good morning, Kay. You get the kiss. What's up, girl? Hello. How you doing? I'm going to share a picture of meeting you, if you don't mind, and probably in a few minutes. So it'll be a real quick one. But I had a great time meeting Kay and meeting people in person. And it was great to be part of the Uncle Rico thing, even though you heard mostly negative things about it. And even though we've been recently discontinued with the sports heads on the Shuli Network, I will still give you my candid opinion about all that. Yeah. So what's been going on with you today? I see you're rocking the new sports head hat there, Stormy.
Yeah, I've had it for about a week and I forgot I had it, but I found it in the closet when I was pulling these down that I still have.
Yes, we're calling those now the one-sided sports heads podcast things, right?
Yep.
I had mine here yesterday. I think I misplaced it.
Yeah,
anyway, there you go. Yeah, we're gonna put some dots on there and direct you to a porn site or something. We're gonna modify them. Let's see. Okay, look, Kay, very nice. Says, of course, it was a pleasure. Yeah, Kay is she's good people. I loved meeting and hanging out with her and the people that we did see when we were there. We got lots of friends with us today. We're lucky to have a great group of friends with us. But it's not just us. My boy Chris Abel's checking and saying, "Word, son, word." I will dare to call myself the co-host of Replayables with my friend Chris Abels now. He just recently invited me to be a regular. All right, let's bring in our boy. He's with us every week. You know him as Stormy's dad. You know him as Jake's dad. He's just a regular old good guy, loves podcasting. And we hung out last night, and we're going to talk about that. Let's get into it with Scott Fitzpatrick. What's up, dude?
Word.
Say word, son. What's up, man?
Word. Long night last night.
Yeah, I'll say. So these guys do like weird stuff. What was it called yesterday? Weird stuff?
Weird stuff yesterday, yeah.
Weird stuff yesterday. I might not always get the name right, but we're always hanging out in one faction or another with a different group and different themes and different names, but we're all the same group of people just having a lot of fun. So last night, like on many nights these guys go on the air, I keep checking my YouTube. Yes, they're still on. Well, I'm like, well, if I get to a point where I'm done with my day and they're still on, I'm going to jump on. So I jumped on last night after about 4 hours, and I said, "Come on, guys, I'm here to kick off the next 4 hours." And boy, Scott, I got pretty close, didn't I?
Yeah.
I think we rocked it another 3 hours after that. I think you guys were already on for well over 4 hours by the time that I hooked up with you. We waited until the dial clicked over to 10 hours. We had a great time last night hanging out. We did 10 hours. I've never been a part of any show that's gone into like a 10th hour before. But at one point, we saw Ray was going live, and we had a blast going over there. Yeah. Everybody in weird stuff. And we went over dropping no filter references left and right, and have just mixing with the crowd. We were snipe streaming. We had a great time, and I guess we just turned it around quick. We got a little bit of sleep, and we're back at it this morning. So we're happy to be with everybody here today. We got reading goggles on, and Chris Abel says he's my dad. There you go. Apparently you're Chris Abel's dad too. All right.
Everybody wants to take my dad.
All right. Yeah, how about that, Stormy? I was trying to take you that. What's that? Good morning. Listening in while I do some spring cleaning. I see OJ, and he chatted into us. What's up, OJ? What's up, Obnoxious John? We appreciate all letting us use all your great song parodies, bro. I always give you a cred. Shout out, Obnoxious John, for that. And Chris Ava says, holy shit indeed. But we got more friends. One of our friends that was part of the 10-hour super mega stream, and he was there the whole 10 hours. Let's bring him in. He's a friend, our podcast buddy. Let's bring him in and say, Bobby Nick, what's up, boy?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
What's up, bro?
What a stream last night, huh?
What a stream. You guys already put down a stream that you could have cut up and made it 2 or 3 shows out of. I joined you in like you're well in your 4th hour, and we rocked another 3 hours last night. We had a great time. How much fun was it, like rating Ray's chat last night?
Oh, that was the best, man. Everybody was going in there with the no filter references, and Stormy was super chatting, asking Ray to come on no filter, and then he misunderstood. He's like, "Oh yeah, Stormy, I've been on the sports heads before. Yeah, I'll do it again, sure."
Yeah, it's like he reads like every other word. It's like Stormy, sports head, bap, squirrel, and then he like just goes. He like just goes. I don't know what it is.
He did say he was 1 hit high last night, though. So I mean. Maybe
that 1 hit high was like really killing him. Now let's see. We got to be WATP Kevin. You got to be more specific. Bobby, you the man, Bobby. See, this is why I'm Bobby Fran, and that's why that's Bobby Nick.
Yeah, right.
But all Bobbies rule. I agree with you. That's cool. Well, we're here. You know, we got some. We've had a lot of personal events happen in our podcast world. Some of us do 10-hour streams. We happen to not only do coffee and pods, but we were part of the. We do the sports heads and. Let's see. Of course, it was Nick. That's okay. I'll put it up there anyway. You can like Bobby, shit. Nick. There you go. What's up? All right. You the man, Bobby. Okay. So, so we were, we still do the sports heads with my boy Andrew, the Giant, Flora. He's our guy. And we were happy enough to be picked up by the Shuli Network and do our sports heads. We ended up doing about, I think the one episode that we would have done, I think we did 13. 13 episodes, I think we got in there. So for a few months, we did that. But, We'll get into talking about that. Let's see who else in the chat. All right, we got all those up. Yeah, but whoop, wait a minute. No, he didn't disappear. There he is. I see you. And one of the great things about podcasting and even being on the Shuli Network or not is we make a lot of friends, and we still got friends. No matter if we're on the Shuli Network or not, we still keep our friends. And here's one of them. He's our new bro and friend. I say hello to Jake Husting. What's up?
What's up, y'all?
What's up?
What's up? Hey, dude, we had one crazy of a 2 weeks.
We did have one crazy of a 2 weeks. We had Pottstown. We had like what they call it, the massacre now. I mean, they give it a nickname. And
also your anniversary, by the way, happy anniversary, happy late anniversary.
Thank you. Hey, shout out to the 13 people that have joined us live, watching Coffee and Pods. We're just this is where we just kind of hang out as friends and talk about our podcast and what we like and dislike and all that stuff, and it just happens to hit home this week. So what do you think about us not being on the Shuli Network anymore there, Jake? Oh, and Jake froze up just as I asked him a question. There he is.
Damn.
He didn't, because I put him on the spot. Jake was part of our big stream last night, too. We managed to drag him in at some point, didn't we?
We did.
Multiple times.
And then you can tell Scott is a big Jake fan, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, who wouldn't be a fan of their son?
That's right. That's his father. That's right. So as Stormy says, everybody's trying to claim Scott.
Yeah.
Right.
The quadfather said I was his brother yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Let's see.
Yeah, hey, Bobby Fran, I think my internet is taking a crap right now. My internet is taking a crap right now.
Jake's looking good shaved. Hello, Bobby Fran and gang. What's up, hey? What's up, Carlos? Tough for Masters podcast. What's going on? Saw you on Twitter a little early.
Hey,
yeah, Jake trimmed it up over the weekend, didn't you, Jake?
We got a problem. We got a problem. My internet is taking a crap right now. I can't even.
You're coming in pretty good right now. Just don't move.
Don't move. Don't move.
Stand in your tub if you have to.
Hey, I've done that.
But,
yeah, I know, but you didn't hide from your children, though.
Yeah.
Hey, Bobby friend.
Yeah, buddy.
He's fascinating.
I just want to say that I don't care if you guys are not on the Shuli Network. I'm still going to be your guys' friend. I'm still going to be your guys' friend.
We appreciate that, Jake, and we know that. And that's what we loved about you when we bonded with you, when we met you through podcasting. We're all bros and family, man. We're all part of a bigger family.
Can you change the now since I don't want to talk bad, but can you get that inflammatory background off your channel, please?
Oh, who was like, who's he talking about? What?
Oh, now Bobby Friend dipped out. Oh,
What happened?
No.
Oh, thank you. Here. What
All
happened?
right,
You chased me away from my own show. I tried to get that inflammatory background off.
no, the Dumb Chili Network. They're not dumb. Dude,
I know. I figured I just started out the show being a little controversial. It's okay. There you go. You happy, Jake?
Thank you.
You're so sensitive, Jake. So sensitive.
No, because I don't want to disrespect Shuli. I don't want to disrespect. Here's the thing.
We don't either. But,
We don't either. It's just a joke. Shuli's a comedian. He gets it.
Yeah, he gets it.
He'd laugh at it.
Here's the thing. It's like I don't get why. He's got to do his. His show will be about 49 minutes. The premiere.
Yeah, Bob Levy's going to do a show, but we don't want to advertise other shows while we're doing a show here, Jake.
We'll make this Skype again.
Yeah, that's what happened last night. He told everybody in our chat that somebody else was going live, and then everybody left our show, and that's how we ended up doing the snipe streaming and all the back and forth and the no filter stuff.
By the way, earlier that morning, me, you, and Bobby Nick, you guys, Bobby Friend got to meet Sir Joseph Pesci.
Yeah, he's like a fellow podcaster. Jake, he did some stuff with him in the past, and I met him like was it Sunday morning? We got together. I got together on a live with Jake and hung out with him. Shout out.
By the way,
one was 1 hour and 30 minutes. The other one was 1 hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, Jake did 2 lives. Jake started up another live because he throws me the link all the time, and I jumped in late. And Jake started up another live, and he was rocking it. You did like 4 hours Sunday morning, didn't you, Jake?
3 hours and some change.
Yeah. There it is.
You didn't go to bed at all because you were on porn disc.
Yeah, he was up the whole night.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I laid down for a few hours at least.
Yeah, well, we were all pretty up late last night, so I'm happy to see everybody here today. Turn it around pretty quick for Coffee and Pods.
Yeah, and Stormy, sorry about leaving you guys there, leaving you in Bobby P and Corn.
Yeah,
hey, Jake, what do you think about National Vanilla Pudding Day? You like vanilla pudding, bro?
Yeah, no.
Are you a tapioca guy? Are you a chocolate guy? What are you?
If it smells like if it smells like shit, looks like shit, sounds like shit, don't put it in your mouth.
Those are rules to live by from Jake right there. There you go.
What about your feet? What about
sounds like shit, feels like shit.
I didn't want to say it. You said it first.
If it smells like shit, sounds like shit, tastes like shit, it must be shit. Okay. Well, apparently one of the we like to look at the National Day calendar, and one of the days is National Vanilla Pudding Day. So I was wondering what Jake thought of National Vanilla Pudding Day.
Yeah, by the way, shout out to Mike Morris and Ha Ha History.
All right, shout out to Mike Morris. We might do one last thing of Ha Ha History today. Mike Morris even said on one of his recent shows, he's like, this is going to be the last one I do. So we might take a cue from him, and maybe we'll stop. But we're going to do it one more today. But
yeah.
Let's see. Today is also, I'll go over the national holiday. So let's see for today, it's May 22nd, people. Summer is quickly approaching. The warm weather's coming. We'll do a little weather in a couple minutes.
Next week is Memorial Day.
How about that? Yeah, it's coming. Right. And it seems like as soon as Memorial Day comes, Jake, summer starts flying, doesn't it, bro?
But also, is Bob's pool done yet?
I do not know. He's being kind of tight-lipped about it.
Well, I heard him talking this morning that they're supposed to come with the cement and cement it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
heard they said that he thought that the guys outside were already outside and ended up being woodpeckers.
Yeah, woodpeckers. Yeah.
yeah. Here's the thing, because it's been raining and
Here's the
shit.
thing. Here's the thing.
Hey, Jake's talking to you, Scott.
Okay.
How much for the way? And then Chris Abel says, "Clip it." All right, we'll just go over. I'm always intrigued how many national days there are. So today is not only National Vanilla Pudding Day, it's National Maritime Day, National Solitaire Day, World Paloma Day. I don't know. Let's see what World Paloma Day is. I have no idea what a paloma is. What's that? A drink? All right. It says on May 22nd, World Paloma Day recognizes the national drink of Mexico. This refreshing cocktail made with tequila and grapefruit soda is definitely worth celebrating. I haven't heard of that, Bobby Nick.
Neither have I.
Maybe Chris Abels has. He's Mexican.
Grapefruit soda? I didn't even know there was grapefruit soda.
Well, that's not like is that something like the sweet Jesus juice that Shawnee made up on Replayables Friday?
Yeah.
How about that? Shout out to Shawnee, the producer of Replayables. We were doing that on Friday night, and we were talking about what we were drinking. He's like, I'm drinking, what did he had? Squirt soda, whiskey, and Moscato wine, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And he was calling it sweet Jesus juice.
I just want to say that we do have a injury update. We have a wrestling injury update. Mercedes Miller, aka the former Sasha Banks, got injured yesterday. She was going for the first ever NJPW Strong Women's Champion, and she got beat by AEW Super. I think she's an AEW Superstar. Willow Nightingale.
All right, there's Jake with the breaking news. Even though that's Andrew's game, and it's Andrew's sports game. Let's see.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I don't know what it says about me, Stormy, that I know exactly what he's talking about. So what does that say about me? I understood every detail of what he said.
Sasha Banks actually, Martine, I can't say her name right. Mercedes Monto. Was if you don't understand, by the way, I am not going to say this. Chrissy Mayers is talking about the wet spot again.
Talking about it?
It's her show. She should be.
Okay, smiles.
She's gonna have Jasmine St. Clair on the show.
All right.
That's the only one that I recognize on that show. So let's not talk about it.
Hey Jake. How's the weather where you're at today, bro?
It's good. It rained all weekend, and I haven't got that package yet.
Oh boy,
man, it's Monday already.
The laptop.
Yeah.
Is that a joke, or is it really missing? Because you should have got your shirt by now too.
Sometimes the mail doesn't. It's the mail. Did you check it yet? Did you check?
Yeah, you should have got it. But the thing is, if you didn't, I can get it reprinted and sent to you. It's okay. It should be there.
Dude, sometimes our mail gets lost.
It's okay. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't a joke, and I'm not crazy.
That's not a joke because I have stuff waiting. I have a Bedabbler shirts coming. I've been waiting on. I have some stuff that I've been waiting on, and sometimes the mail gets screwed up. This is the reason why I need to get a P.O. box.
Yeah.
That might help with all the stuff you got coming now. Hey, Jake, WATP Kevin wants to know, Jake's, what's your favorite wrestler of all time, brother?
Of all time, I gotta say it's the Iron Sheik or Sergeant Slaughter.
Sheiky baby? Sheiky baby. Hey, Sheiky baby. All right. There you go. You got your answer.
Hey,
what about What about Dick the Bruiser?
What about the Dick Bruiser? Let's see.
What about
Chris Abel
hey,
says, "Viva la paloma."
that's where Perry lives. Is Paloma?
I thought he lived in Reseda.
No, Paloma Apartments.
Oh, okay. But it's in Reseda. But you can check out Perry. He's coming back today. I think he's doing his Friday show. So that's always very entertaining. You just turn that on. But yeah, you can see there's a little bit of weather to worry about in the lower southeast part of the United States, just above Florida there. Here's some temperatures right now. It's in the 60s and 70s. Summer's coming, folks. Get out there.
Yeah.
Get your bikini body ready, Jake. You going to be sunning at your pool soon?
Banana hammock.
I'm not wanting to talk about that right now.
Jake shouldn't be allowed to talk without his camera on.
That's Scott's policy. I do kind of like that policy, Scott.
Yeah.
I'm not you know what? I'll talk to you guys later.
Oh,
Bye.
What's
Come
wrong
on
with you? Ain't nobody chasing you, ain't nothing. Hey, shout out. Hey, Jake, shout out to 23 people that are watching live, bro.
Stay, Jake. Stay.
I don't want
There
to
you
be
go.
around.
I know how to keep him around. He wants to see your handsome face, as you call it.
I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Jake.
Really? Oh man, what the fuck
He'll
is
be.
that?
Don't worry. He'll be back.
I know he will, but I just don't get it. I don't get his triggers. Trying to figure out his triggers. Fucking Sky. Like Guru wants us bye, Jakey. Yeah, we all had fun last night. We were dropping some great no filter lines.
It's happened twice now. Whenever that happens, when he goes, and Dad says, "You can't, go without showing your face." He's done that twice now. So
yeah.
Okay. Oh, he don't like when Scott lays the law down on him. Well, see, that's what daddies do sometimes, Jake. That's just how it is. Daddy's got to lay down the law. Daddy don't like doing that, but boom, see, there it is.
I see that face. See that face.
It's Darth Daddy. You got to listen to Darth Daddy. Okay, that's just how it goes.
I think I need to show him how to. A few shaving tips, I believe.
Yeah, I asked him how he trimmed his beard yesterday. It does look better, but he said that he did it with like scissors. I thought maybe he could scored a manscaper with all the stuff that's coming to his house.
Scissors?
But yeah.
What?
Yeah, pretty much scissors. Hey, Bobby Nick, I thought about you when I saw this story today. I saw a headline on Yahoo News.com by way of NBC News, and it says Kurt Cobain's smash Fender guitar sells for almost $600,000, bro. What do you think about that?
That's awesome. I think it's cool. Especially his smash. I mean, he smashed so many guitars, and it's crazy how much that stuff is worth to certain people. I mean, I'm a huge fan, and I think if I was like a multimillionaire, I would buy it too. I would have no problem dropping $600,000 on a smashed Kurt Cobain Fender Stratocaster.
Yeah, I definitely thought about you because for those of you who don't know Bobby Nick as well as I do, he is a huge Nirvana and Kurt Cobain fan. So when I saw this story, you are absolutely the first person I thought of, Bobby Nick. Let's see.
I couldn't do that.
What, lay out that much money for a busted guitar?
Yeah, I couldn't do that, no matter whose it was. I'm not a material type person, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just can't do that.
Well, I'm going to ask Bobby after I read a couple of these chats, but he said Guru One says I blame Scott, probably for Jake. Let's see. Antoine Cumia, what's up? What's up, brother? Let's see. Jake Hudson said, "Hey, what's up? You didn't have to leave, Jake. Don't let Daddy scare you away. Daddy's got to discipline you sometimes. Daddy still loves you. You can come back and all." But yeah, so talk about not being material or whatever, and I'm not even so sure with this case it's about being material because I know people like Bobby Nick. He is a fan. He is such a huge fan. So Bobby Nick, Tell me about like if you had the money, is it more about the material or was it more about the artist? Because I know you like him.
It's about the artist. It's about what I feel he's done for me in my life. I'm so connected to music and Kurt Cobain. When Nirvana came out, it was like that was the first band that was like my band. Like every other band that I had listened to up to that point were handed down to me by my brothers, and that was the first band that I was like, "Hey, bros, you need to listen to this." And they were older than me, right? So yeah, I mean, and I just really connected with the lyrics, and you know, I was devastated when he committed suicide in '94.
Yeah, and I know a bit more about Bobby Nick than maybe some of you do, and I also know we found out by podcasting with Bobby Nick that before Bobby Nick was ever involved in podcasting, you wrote an article, right, Bobby Nick? I'll bring you back on. Let me get this down. You you did some writing about Kurt Cobain, right, and it got published.
It did. Well, I mean, the guy asked me for he was publishing in a magazine, and it was called Grunge magazine, and I guess it only had one episode or one
publishing or one printing, yeah,
one publishing. But he asked me for a quote about it because I was the creator of the group, Facebook group, Kurt Cobain King of Grunge, and I got that published, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So we learned that just through a day-to-day course of life, just talking like we do naturally on the air. It came out one day that, hey, I had this big fan club, and I wrote an article, and this article got published, and it was in grunge, and I had heard of grunge before. So I thought that was just pretty interesting. I thought that was a really cool, fun fact about Bobby Nick that maybe a lot of people don't know about. And interesting. Guru once says, I play guitar and have for ages, and again, I ain't paying that much ever, no matter who. So there you go. That just goes to show you here, you're a player. I mean, not that you could play a busted guitar much, but it's just a matter of, what motivates you, somebody to spend that much money. I guess you need the perfect, storm of money and opportunity and motivation to want to do all that. Courtney killed him. Yeah. I don't know, the stress of the lifestyle, or he just seems so despondent, like he didn't want to be in the public limelight. What do you think about Kurt Cobain, Scott? You got any thoughts on him?
Yeah, Bobby Nick ain't gonna like to hear this, but I think he sucked.
Oh shit! Have you guys had this conversation before?
We have, yeah.
I figured you must have if you're saying that already.
Scott is a guy who's on the side of, like, you know, he was into all the metal bands, and you know, when Nirvana popped, all of a sudden, you know, all the hair metal bands and everybody kind of just went away, you know, and the focus now is on grunge, and so it killed Scott's favorite music.
Well, that was probably 70% of it, but the other 30% is, speaking as a musician. Again, Bobby Nick ain't going to like to hear this, but his guitars and riffs and everything were catchy, but they were very simple.
They seem very quite rhythmically simple. They weren't like overly complex. Yeah.
And I think he proved to the world that you did not need a spectacular style. You know, it could be simple and still be just as good.
You know who's accused?
I play Ibanez. I'll play Ibanez. I like guitar players that can shred.
That's cool.
I do too. And yeah, Kurt Cobain wasn't one of those, but he got his point across.
The whole grunge era was like that. The whole grunge era, it ain't just Kurt Cobain I'm talking about. The whole grunge era was
it was way more simple. You gotta remember, Scott, it was also like they had a punk rock way of thinking, and if you listen to early punk rock, that's all very simple stuff. That's their style. Yeah. You know, so that's the way to progress.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you know, Scott, you know another guitar player that I think gets away with playing simple licks is Edge from U2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I would agree.
If you hear a lot of he does a lot of those kind of rhythmic-y kind of leads, not overly like plucked or complex or anything like that.
Sometimes those are nice, but just as a guitar player, I like to hear some technical stuff and song structure and whatnot.
Boombastic Media checking in. What's happening? That and the Hawk.
Because I'm younger, I like all of it. I guess that was part of that. But yeah, I lean more into the kind of music Dad likes, but I still like Nirvana too, and that grunge era type music.
Well, and it's funny now because I know what Scott's saying, because that was the setup at the time, is that the grunge era came in and pushed out what was our music or the heavy metal music, which it kind of did, Scott. But
no more guitar.
But now when you look back, But now when you look back now, like Nirvana and some of that, like Smells Like Teen Spirit is some like really still kind of in that neighborhood, harder, edgier shit, as far as grunge goes,
Yeah.
it was that was like a harder grunge. It was definitely the bridge between the two. Definitely. Let's see. Bobby Nick, weren't you also published in Playgirl September 1995 issue where you showed full bush?
I remember that. Yeah, that was a hard shoot. I mean,
that was an open poster. It was so much bush. It was like a damn forest.
Yeah, right.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Obnoxious John says 600,000 is a steal. Going to increase in value. Interesting.
He's right. He's not wrong. I mean, yeah.
He's going to have that Hendrix mystique carry him through. Or he's going to have a mystique like that for that to happen. I think. Let's see. Nirvana Unplugged was one of the best of all times. Yeah, I do. I have that on CD, and I really enjoyed that. That was a very good stripped down. I'll listen to that every now and then. See, I like those when you go ahead, Scott.
I like Rat Unplugged. There's
round and round, stripped down, bruh.
I liked Nirvana Unplugged, but it was kind of like it got away from what Nirvana was actually about, Like they were about loud guitars, and this was like a quieter performance, which is cool, but I like the louder stuff.
The whole grunge era kind of did away with guitar solos. There weren't many guitar solos anymore. That's what
it definitely did away. With the power ballads and the multi solos and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't that. It was still good music, though, Scott. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Stop.
How do you feel about Nirvana, Jake?
Yeah, Jake.
Oh,
I think,
ladies and gentlemen, it's Nirvana.
Hey, by the way, I think WCW stole the riff to do Diamond Dallas Page's music.
Jake always worried about somebody's copyright.
Yeah.
Shit.
No, it was actually true that they stole it. They stole a riff.
Yeah, it was
from
well, what else should I be? All apologies, Jake. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, that South 5 song. Yeah, I agree. That was a total ripoff of "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
Frank Zappa blows them all out of order. Well, you're going back in the deck on that one, Frank Zappa. That was some otherworldly shit. Let's see. Would you rather have Cobain's guitar or Ray DeVito's Will Clark rookie card? I'm reading a tweet.
So
I'm reading.
We're gonna have to live with the buffering and stuff because I'm not messing with it anymore.
Just like I'm living with you talking over me. Let me see. Would you rather have Cobain's guitar or Ray DeVito's Will Clark rookie card? Question mark. The fact alone that Ray owned it will make it skyrocket in value in the future when Ray blows up. Yeah, okay. Sure. He's going to blow up, all right.
I already have 5 Ray or Will Clark rookie cards.
Do you?
I already have 5 of them. Yeah.
Wow. Have you told Ray that yet?
No.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
by the way,
it's your midday, by the way. All right, back to our programming. All right, let's see. I love Nirvana and Metallica. I must be weird. I'm with you, Guru. Jake backed out again. Let's see. I don't know if it was a by the way or what. Or if he froze up. He was freezing up.
I think he's frustrated with his internet connection.
Yes, he has been struggling with it. I also love Nirvana, so I guess we must be weird together.
Yeah. I love the hair bands. I love the 90s grunge bands.
Yeah, Bobby Nick likes Poison, don't you, Bobby Nick?
Yeah.
We've talked about that quite extensively. Oh my boy, does he like Poison?
Oh yeah, I had a lot of fun with that album cover.
He really liked Poison, if you know what I mean. Let's see. Nirvana is leaders of that era. Ladies and gentlemen, Nirvana. Let's see. That's why it was so good. Same with Alice in Chains Unplugged, another top unplugged from MTV days. Yeah, that was a good one. Very good one. Guess who's back? Back again.
And gone again.
And gone again before I could get the message up, Guru.
Right.
How about that? Love Eminem too.
Mhm.
Yep. Jess, it's live, Uncle Rick and Mammy. Jess, what's up? How you doing? It's live. Fuck it. We'll write it and we'll do it live. Jake killed. Oh, see, that explains a lot. Jake, we have to see if he has an alibi if he comes back.
I believe it. I mean, I don't believe in this conspiracy theory, but that one I do believe in.
Let's see, we have a question for Stormy. I need to ask Stormy, what was up with her sunglasses on Corn Dip stream last night?
I don't know.
Corn dip.
It was just the vibe. It was just the vibe. They were sitting here, so I just put them on.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Well, I know. Well, so I could have been one of your many late night ventures in the podcasting because I have seen you on other shows with sunglasses on. I thought maybe because you were already in bed and you're like, okay, I'll come out, but I'm gonna put my glasses on or whatever,
Well, I have astigmatism too, and like at night when my eyes are already adjusted to being in bed and all the lights are dark, and then I come in here in front of the screens. That's honestly why I put these on, so the lights don't hurt my eyes as much whenever I was in here.
And the cool factor doesn't hurt.
Nope.
As long as you don't have to read the screen. Sometimes you're not in the mood to always have your face in your on screen and on the camera. You want to, okay, I'll be on, but I don't want to be,
Yeah, but the lighting hurts my eyes some, so that was really the beginning reason why.
There you go. There's your answer, Uncle Rick and Mammy. By the way, indeed, I don't know what chased Jake away this time, but I'm sure he'll be back soon, hopefully. Bobby Nick loves Linda Ronstadt. I love missing Linda Ronstadt.
Sure, yeah.
Beautiful natural voice. Hell yeah. Blue Bayou. How about Bobby Nick? What you got? Throw one out.
What's that?
Blue Bayou is one of my favorite songs of hers. What do you got?
Oh, shit. I mean, I couldn't even name one.
You're No Good. You're So Vain. Oh, no, that's Carly Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, You're No Good is Linda Ronstadt. I got it right. Let's see. He's back!
Oh, shit. There he is.
He's gone. Nobody's back. He's gone.
Stop it! Stop!
That's what I'm gonna keep doing. If you keep leaving, I gotta have something to do.
Dude, no,
Oh,
my
yeah.
internet went out.
Yeah.
Alice in Chains is one of my all-time favorite bands. Yeah, man. And even when they carried on recently, when they found that new lead singer that sounded like Lane Staley, they wasn't too bad.
Also, Mike Starr died too.
What about Stone Temple Pilots? I love me some Scott Weiland and Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Pilots were good too. Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
What about Mike Starr passed away.
Oh, wait a minute, we got some controversy over here. We got the hand wiggle from Scott. Wait a minute. STP, he got this. Oh, really? They were kind of cool, Scott. Oh, you're muted or something.
I like Scott. What's his name? Scott Weiland.
Scott Weiland, yeah.
Like
Potato.
After Stone Temple Pilots, when he joined up a Slash, I liked that.
That was good. Velvet Revolver. I like that shit. Good shit. Yeah, man. Yeah. Now we're getting into it. Very good. Hey, good morning, Corn. Good morning, all. Hello, Corn Diff. Hello. Good morning. Thanks for joining Coffee and Pods. It's a really fun show.
Yeah.
Our guest is Jake Huston.
By the way, producers just announced that Brett Michaels is actually going to be on That Rock show.
Right.
Cool. That don't sound like nothing but a good time, Jake.
Yeah.
How can you resist? Let's see. Morning, Corn Diff. Morning, Corn Diff. Courtney paid Jake in smoked sausage to kill Kurt. Aha! Now we have figured out the mystery, Jake.
Yeah.
True or not true, Jake? What?
What is happening?
That's the bird. Oh, the double bird.
Uh-oh. Everybody's heard about the bird. Let's see. Pulper 80 saying corn, shouting out multi-corns. Guru 1, Jello Carlos at the Insufferable Bastards podcast, and he shouts him back to Guru. Hey, it's our good friend Terry Nee checking in.
Hey.
What's up, Terry Nee? Good afternoon.
Hey, by the way, hold on.
By the way.
No, not that. Look at that. What's up, guys?
Oh.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, by the way.
John Prine. It's a name I've heard. I've heard a song or two of him, but I can't say that I'm into him. There, Carlos. Let's see. Terry Nee shouting out Kay. Hello.
Are you
You
okay, Stormy?
Yeah. Why?
Look, Jake's trying to get some attention because he's in Andrew's room. I see what he's doing over there. He's doing a little backdrop changing over there.
Yeah.
All right.
Where's your arms? What happened to your arms?
My
He's got them back. Yeah, they're disappearing in the green screen. Obnoxious John is not a big fan of the newer Alice in Chains singer. He says it blows. There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You seem very serious. You got the serious face on.
I'll put my shades back on. Maybe you won't be able to
Show your serious face. Oh, there you go. Now she's too cool. There you go. It's Stormy. Okay. I have going. Let's see. I was listening to STP. Whoa, spooky there. See that?
There you go.
It's a vibe today. Oh, here we go. Now we're going with Soundgarden. Yes. For the win. Soundgarden for the win. Yeah. Chris Cornell, that's terrible. That's terrible. Terrible. Kay shouting out Corn back. And several bats saying, Terry Nee, my southern father-in-law got me into him. They're talking about that John Prine. Very good. Carlos, wish I had seen him live. Please don't bury me. Grandpa was a carpenter. Okay. Let's see.
Cartnark?
Who said that? Did I say something that sounded like that?
Yeah.
Hey, look, Jake. Kay thinks you're adorbs.
Look at that. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's that new hair. Look, he's into the show now, ain't he, boy? Let's see.
You
time for
fucking Mark.
Time for a Jake's Trim Beard Hype Train.
Yeah.
Jake got a trim beard. Hype Train. Freshly groomed. Jake Hype Train. He's in Andrew's room. He's got the Kevin Brennan Angry Bird. Stormy's got cool glasses. It's the Midday Hype Train. Woo! Coffee and Pods edition.
Got peach. I got a peach soda.
Oh shit! Is that Fago? Fago's the way to go. Oh, she got the one-sided sports head koozie. Oh, Coca-Cola. I got my Coffee and Pods mug. You can get yours too at Stormy has hers. CoffeeandPods.com. That's right. Woo!
He disappeared in Jake's room somewhere, or in Andrew's room.
Yeah, he's gone.
Where'd he go? Hype Train.
He disappeared maybe with Andrew.
He's in Andrew's panty drawer.
Anyway. Whoa, gave it away. Ho.
Oh,
Jake's back. There you go.
I like Bubba. Bubba the Love Sponge.
God bless you. I hope you didn't get any on you.
Hey, quick question.
Yes.
When is Coffee and Pods getting merch?
We got merch. Did you see our mug? We just did a shameless plug for it.
I didn't see it.
Look, Stormy's got hers. Mine has stuff in it, so I don't want to hold it over my gear too much. But yeah, you can get yours at coffeeandpods.com. That's right.
You can get this at kevinbrennan.com.
Hey, Stormy, what else we got on coffeeandpods.com? There's some other stuff on there, right?
yeah. I'm like working on it a little bit, but there's other stuff too. There's even a shop page that features Andrew's merch too.
Yeah, that's cool. I think that's a good idea. If you'd like, it'd be cool if you had one-stop shopping for Stormy Chamberlain stuff, because she's good enough to design things not only for sports heads, but for all the other shows they do weird stuff and strange. What's the other show you do? Don't you have a different name for the Saturday show, or are they both weird stuff?
No, both of them are weird stuff, and then we have.
So we got you do no filter on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then you do weird stuff on the weekends.
Right, correct.
Yeah, the weekends get weird.
Yeah, I'll
really
say.
get weird.
Also Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Bobby Nick's on another show called BYB, the Backyard Boys
BYB
podcast.
Yeah.
Yep. We're all on different stuff in a different order, but it's all about hanging out and having fun with our friends and whatnot.
Oh,
hey, let's
can I
what's
say
up, Jake?
something?
Go
By the
ahead, real quick.
Tuesday on No Filter, they're going to be having our boy Chris Abels on the show.
That's right.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, that's
right,
good
Jake.
promo.
What is that in his hand?
Yeah, what is that in your hand? What we got?
Oh,
Soda ring.
Oh,
that is not what that looked like.
whatever you do, don't put that around your neck or any other body part. Listen.
Make handcuffs with
Oh,
them.
sheesh.
You think that's something you have to tell him to do? You don't think that's already occurred to him? Or already been done?
Or don't put it on your genitals.
See, he knew what I was getting at. I was beating around the bush. He goes right to the point. He knew what I was saying. Don't put it on your junk, Jake. Okay.
Don't put
Hey,
it on
Jake.
your papers, junk either.
Hey, Jake, do you like wacky internet videos, bro?
Yeah, Chris
Crazy story off the internet? Me too.
Every Friday night on Replayables, we do that all the time.
We do. We long form. But I see stuff all week too. And some of it I share with Chris and some I don't. Some I keep for myself. For our little segment, I like to call BF's Internet Shade.
Yeah.
All right. Today on BF's Internet Shade, let's see, I got something for you. Got a cute little kitty cat video. I like this one because this is a standoff between a little snake and a kitty cat. Of course.
Sorry to interrupt. You might want to take your messages off the screen.
Thank you. Jake is the copyright. He's on top of it. Oh boy, the privacy master.
I thought I was pretty observant. He notices things I don't even notice.
I noticed Shuli accidentally did the same thing today.
Yeah.
It happens. You're clicking around screen so quickly, you know.
Yeah.
No, because someone might send you a dick pic or a pic.
I won't share any of the dick pics you sent me, Jake. Don't worry.
Not me.
Check this out. Look how close this.
Oh,
look at that shit.
Damn.
I'm just fascinated by the mix and you would think a snake would be a. Watch it one more time now if I can see. There you go.
That was a battle.
Pause that.
Where's the rake when you need it?
Yeah, so what's it? See, Jake's already got him on his handcuffs. Just don't cuff other people and don't put it around your junk. Now, Stormy, you had experience with a snake a couple weeks ago, didn't you?
Yeah, when I was cleaning the yard, it tried to strike at me. I picked up the rake. I didn't leave it because I didn't know what else to do. All I had was the rake, and I just started beating the crap out of it. Hopefully, the neighbors didn't see me.
Like, Stormy's going nuts over there. She's beating the crap out of the ground. She's just smashing the ground with that rake. We don't know why.
My kids were watching me, wide-eyed, just like, what the heck?
Like, I'm not going to piss off Mommy today. Mommy's taking that shit out on that snake today. Let me see.
Hey, look, I got handcuffs on right now. Hold on, I can break them off.
Yeah, I got that.
Break them, Jake. Come on. Bust free.
He's
All
checking
right,
in.
brother.
He went right into the bush. Hey, what's up? Ian Hawk, it's your friend Ian Hawk there, by the way, Jake. What's up, ma'am? What's up, mammy? Mammy say hello. Hello, even Ian.
Bird.
Hello, even Ian. Okay. Hey, mammy. Paul Brady says,
what's up? What's up, mammy? How you doing?
You're still alive after the terrifying dog incident late Saturday night when you went walking?
Oh, what happened? What happened? Oh, that's
I
why
have
I was
shades
there.
on now because Jake called me out for having RBF.
RBF. Yeah, right. Basically, yeah, he did kind of call you. He was like staring you down. Yeah.
No.
Ian says he may have had too much to drink Saturday. May have, Ian? Vibes.
Dude, dude, it's like
What's up, Cujo? We had fun last night.
You know, I thought I did something wrong, but I'm sorry.
No.
I wasn't saying you had a rest in peace face.
I know it. I kind of have that look though. Sometimes I can't help it. It just is how my face is.
All right, Jake. I got to exercise. I got another thing I want to share with you. There's an exercise program. I want to see if you're going to participate in this. Let's see if I can. Let's get it to share.
So fascinating.
Oh
man.
God, no, we're not. Hey, listen.
You know, I can watch you now, and you can't see me, Jake.
You don't know what she's looking at now, Jake. She might be staring at you and only you. I like what Mammy says. They're hater blockers.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is this one of those crazies from the '90s, like Tybo and all that shit?
I think you're gonna like it, Jake. Check it out. Let's see.
Copyright.
I did that for you. Watch the girl joining them. Check her out. Look.
Oh man.
Watch where she gets her stretch band from, Jake. Keep airing that thing out, Jake. What do you think about that, bro?
Get it off the screen.
Get it off the screen.
Multi-purpose.
There you go. I thought that was a special talent. So I thought that was a funny piece of internet shite. All right, and our last piece of internet shite here, we gotta have a little street quiz that happens.
Oh no!
You got to see how good you think you would do in this street quiz.
Did you hear that Jimmy Kimmel got fired?
No. Is that true, Jake? Is this fake news?
I didn't know it was. I don't know. I think it's like I'm not 99% sure. I'm like.
So Jake's unverified sources say that Jimmy Kimmel may or may have not been fired. Let's see.
That sounds reliable.
You gotta let it breathe, Mammy says. You gotta let it breathe. That's something you would know way better than me. Let's see. That was a big glass of wine. Yeah. Rumors. She said rumors. I thought that person looked a little familiar from the distance. It looked like somebody we might know. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yes, on air that thing. All right, Jake. Let's see how you think you would do in this quiz right here.
Hello, this is a great win-win lottery in Paris. Oh, guys, hello. Can you choose any number, please? Number 3. Are you sure? Okay, perfect. One second. Are you ready? Number 3 is yours. Are you ready?
Oh, look, ain't that nice? She's gonna give a hug. But look what he could have won. You see what the tag says? All the other choices say anal for those of you who can't read the tags. So look what he missed out on. I'll play it one more time now that you grasp the game and you can really look. There was only one choice for a hug, and all the other choices were anal.
Number 3. Are you sure? Okay, perfect. One second. Are you ready? Number 3 is yours. Are you ready?
I love look. Literally every other one says anal. You must know that most people pick 3, right? What number would you have picked, Jake?
3.
I like how she bends over and then it lights up.
Yeah, that is worse than
Poor guy.
I don't like watching those videos where.
All right, Jake, pick a number between 1 and 5 for me. Pick a number.
3.
3. It's anal.
Oh, God.
You want anal?
I
Bend
gotta
over,
give
Jake.
Scott, I gotta give Scott anal. God damn it!
Oh, Scott. Oh boy.
That's incest.
Oh shit.
Yeah. By the way, yeah. Hey, Bobby, your sister said it was true.
What?
My sister said it was true. What's true? What
Who's
this?
your sister?
About your sister said it was true about Jimmy Kimmel being fired on air.
Oh,
Oh,
other
real-
Bobby. I thought he was talking to Bobby Nick.
I
Okay.
think it was a bit. What I just Googled, it said it was a bit.
Ukrainian refugee assimilation, that exercise program was. All right. Let's see.
Hey,
And so that was. We hope you enjoyed that. That was our little bit of BF's internet shade.
Sorry. Sponsored by
I don't think you are, Jake.
By the way, sponsored by Super Colon Blow.
Super colon blow.
What?
That's a joke. That's a joke. Sponsor colon blow.
Oh god.
Super Colon Blow. Super Colon Blow from like. Remember the Saturday Night Live bit?
Yes, that's what I remember from Super colon blow. Yeah. All right, y'all. So we got through. Oh, let's see. Did I do a haha history minute? Should we do that? It's a quick one.
Okay.
It's a quick one. All right. Let's see.
Hey, since we're guys, by the way, shout out to Stormy. By the way, shout out to Stormy. Stormy.
For what?
Because
have an RBF?
No, not that. By the way, if you I think it's bestsccreations.com.
Yes, Jake. It's just a portfolio with contact info.
What's up, guys?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, By the way, also shout. By the way, you can find all of us on Twitter at Bob1 Bob11.
It's one Bob stuff one. If you're doing mine, Jake, thank you.
Yeah, Scott Fitzpatrick with a lot of numbers. Thunder SC underscore SC.
SC1. Yep.
You can find me at Hudson Jake, of course. You can also.
Is the show over?
No.
I don't know what that means.
No. Jake just decided he was going to do some promo in the middle of it. He's actually helped me a little bit while I'm searching for some shit.
Good job.
By the way, Bobby Nicks is at Nick at Bobby Nick. Bobby underscore Nick or
Nick
Fingers. Nick Fingers. With a Z or a Z, as we say in Canada.
Hey,
Zed. Oh, here we go with that again.
Right.
Everybody do the flop.
A what?
Do the flop.
Do the flop.
What's that? What is that? Show it.
Everybody, hey, I bet you $100 Scott won't do the worm.
No, what's the flop? Go back to the flop. What's the flop?
Take that bet.
1, 2, 5.
Right
1, 2, 4, and 5.
Do it right now. Do it right now. I'll give you $100 in Bitcoin.
In Bitcoin? He don't want no Bitcoin.
I'll give it in Levy coin. What's up, guys?
Oh goodness.
Hey, by the way.
Apparently not. Jake's unreliable source was mistaken. Joke written by Kimmel's team.
Right. That's exactly what I found when I looked it up too.
Damn it!
That was unbreaking news. That was broken news. JNN. Jake News Network.
That's right.
All right, y'all. So, like we talked about, it had been like 2 weeks. We took a week off last week because I went up to Pottstown, PA to see the show, and a lot has evolved since then. So, I figured rather than... What?
You went to Jersey for your anniversary, too.
But I went to Ocean City, Maryland. That's another thing, Jake.
Oh, wait,
let me do this.
Damn it.
I'm gonna do this in timeline order. So, because I could just talk about the fact that Sports Heads isn't on, but I'll figure we can work our way up to that. But
sorry.
I will say overall it was great being on the Shuli Network. It was very appreciative, and it was amazing, once in a lifetime experience. And I gained a lot of friends, and people know my abilities from being on there. So I'll just start out by saying that. But it started out by going up last week to Pottstown, PA, for the show. So I got all pictures. I didn't really take much video because they don't really like that. So I did take a lot of photos though. So I put this out. This was the picture of the place. It was the Sunnybrook Ballroom. It was pretty neat. If you could see the picture in here, it reminded me of like the old from Dirty Dancing. Like it was like literally like a legit old. Yeah, see that now? Ain't that neat? It definitely had that vibe, Stormy, when I was in there. And you could see it now when you look at the pictures with that in mind from inside, you can kind of get that vibe.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. It was like up there, up there on a big hunk of land. Whoop. Real quick, there's Mammy. She said she didn't want too many pictures out there, but that's us. We were tailgating on the parking lot.
Lost.
Right, that's our friend. Yeah, we put it out there now. Yeah, so he literally sat in the front row. Shout out to my great friend, My Lost Interest. Let's see. And he sat in the front row, and he said that it was his first and his wife's first comedy show experience, I thought. And I'm like, wow. What a first show to go to. Like I told you and Scott, Stormy, you guys went to the Chris Abel's show first.
Yeah.
And that was some kind of great first experience.
Yeah.
And so Lost was up there in the front row. So as I said, you guys are going to be ruined when you have to go to like just a comedy show with like 1 or 2 or 3 comedians, but it was a great experience, I know. But there's Lost. Yeah. Another picture of that. Great meeting him. He got one of our now defunct koozies. He was like one of the first ones to get it. Let's see.
Right.
Terry Nee says, I thought I recognized the Wellington Hotel. Yeah, it was nice up there, Terry. It was really a beautiful part of the country, obviously. I didn't think I was in the right place.
I would have thought that too.
At first,
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Because you saw how like it looked like an elegant, like kind of old, and you're like, you're not going to be having a comedy show here. But I think I have in here later that they also have like an outdoor dome that they used during COVID that it could have been in there too, right? So I know, Kay, we were on the parking lot, or I wasn't with you at the same time, but everybody was on the parking lot. You're out there figuring, do I go this way or kind of that way? It can't be in that beautiful building, but it was neat, yeah. Like Mammy says, it was gorgeous. Yeah, it was gorgeous, isn't it? Like the countryside and the old nature of the place. It was a nice old kind of country club vibe. But here's where Perry first came out on stage, and they're trying to sit him down for the notorious Uncle Rico that had the sound problems. This was the very beginning of the show. They opened up the show, and then they started bringing out guests. They brought out Cardiff Electric. He sat in on a little bit of Uncle Rico and threw around some lines and played a game. And then they pulled him out, and they brought Perry out. So this is when Perry first came out. And there's a shot. I was like literally in the third row. I didn't want to be too close because I didn't want to catch any direct comedy shrapnel, if you know what I mean, Stormy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because when we went to the Chris Abel show, I made it a point to sit us in the back so you guys wouldn't be like a obvious target at your very first comedy show. But and even in knowing them guys, I don't want to be an easy target for anybody. So we were like in the third row. There's Perry right there. Look, and Perry was emotional from the minute they brought him out. If you can't really see him up close, but he's literally emotional and crying. That's why he's holding his hand up.
Really, yeah.
So he was like just overwhelmed by the crowd.
That's one of the beautiful things about Perry. Way he shows his emotion.
Yeah.
He ain't just an asshole.
No, he's not. He is, and it was right. It was interesting, Scott, seeing him up close because he is that real guy. Because I get you. There you go. I didn't mean to keep it up for so long. Because he is he is what you see on the TV and film and everything. Because I went back and watched Windy City Heat only after knowing Perry for what he is now, and you would think that it was like a progression, and maybe his mind has got worse or he became a different but he seems to be that personality his whole life. He's really a fascinating guy. And I'll tell you how I ended up getting a picture with him so up close right away because it wasn't an easy thing to do. Let me go back to sharing the screen here. So let's see. All right. There's they're starting the show. Now I'll talk about the start of the show and all the false start of the first show. And I know there's people, I see at least 3 people in the chat, and you can say whatever you want. You can agree or disagree with me. But so the show started, and they started out with the audio difficulties, and we all know they were kind of obvious. It was like a hum or a woo, and they tried to power through it, and they were working through it, and finally it got to be so unbearable that they were like, look, rather than continue with this sound, we're just going to stop the show, and we're going to get it right, and we're going to start it. Now, when that happened, I didn't hear anyone get upset at all. Matter of fact, it was kind of cool because, like you saw with Mammy, we were out on the parking lot doing just that, hanging out and having fun, mingling amongst the people. I met the Perry people. They were so cool. All the Perry people were like, hey, what's up? How are you? Come over here. They were all inviting us over to their tailgates, like everyone you walked by. So we all just went out and did that again. Everyone was mulling around, and it was like a community of communication. And I was really happy and pleased with how the Perry and the Shuli crowds kind of mingled. The Perry crowds were they reminded you of the old Howard Stern crowds where they just yell at everything and they were just so raucous. And for whatever reason, the Shuli crowds just don't generate that kind of thing. Go ahead, Jake.
Did you see what happened with Perry and Anthony? The whole Anthony Cumia show debacle where he showed up wearing like they said he wore blackface.
Yeah, and he was roaming. I didn't see the Cumia appearance, but I did see many clips of Perry roaming around New York City, looking up in amazement at the buildings with this blackface on, with this terrible version of blackface. It looked like he was just dirty. And so, I've kept up as best I can. I don't know the context. I figured it was just something that they like super paid him to do or something. They contributed it or something, had the community thing where they say, hey, Perry, we'll give you $500 if you walk around. I don't know what the circumstances are.
The Friday before that, the Friday before the show, they had a big thing on at Pottstown. They had everybody they were doing, and someone paid him to tell the 1992 story where he was sexually assaulted.
Yeah. The 1992 story that he told over and over again, but he says he's never going to tell you ever again. So yeah. So we were just all kind of hanging out, and we went out and tailgated and kind of did our thing, and everybody was real chill. And then it was kind of like the word just kind of flew around naturally. They're like, okay, they're going to start up the show again. Now that's when I started to check in with you, Jake. I did a live check-in with my boy Jake Hudson right here. Right, Jake?
Yeah.
When it was between shows, I thought about my people, and I said, Jake's on live right now. Let me jump in with Jake. So
I'll get
you off the screen.
By the way, Thursday Thursday was the testing of the new channel, and my good friend Shuli Egar, I get a message from Stud Joe Depot saying, hey, Shuli wants a link. Stud Joe, Brett, I think his name is. I forget his name.
Yeah, Stud Joe Depot was in the chat, and I was there too. He was trying to get you to give Shuli a link, send him a link to be on your stream.
Yeah.
No, so in the meantime, between the show, I jumped in with Jake. I also jumped in with my boy Bobby, Nick, and Andrew, and all them on the Saturday show that they were doing. So
that's right,
I used that time for that, and then Ray DeVito happened to come by, so we drug him on that. So we did everything, took care of a little business, and went to the bathroom, and the show started back up. And when it started back up, they had a little more sound problems, but then it eventually did gradually get better as the show went on.
Here's the thing: they don't do a lot of times when they do these shows, there's going to be sound problems and stuff. When you're not doing shows here's the thing: this is what Steel Toe had when Steel Toes does their comedy shows. There's a reason why they do that comedy shows every 3 months. All right, but here's also, by the way, in the August show they're going to have Gina Pascante, the great Gina Pascante, and the great Keanu Thompson.
All right. Yeah, I see. Terry Nee, I was talking about how I went after Pottstown. I went to Ocean City, Maryland, and Terry says he worked summers at Ocean City, Maryland during college. Yeah, I know that was the thing to do, boy. You get your summer job and you go down there and you can be lifeguard or not, or work at one of the restaurants and see all the pretty girls. So that's the thing to do around here.
By the way, sorry, I thought you said Jersey when you said you went to the beach.
Perry. Yeah, I think you're confusing because Perry went to the Jersey shore. I went to the Maryland shore. But at any rate, Kay says, I met him backstage. I told him we all love him, and he started crying. Yeah, Kay, his emotion. He was just consistently emotional. He really loves and cares that people appreciate him. Let's see.
You know,
Perry was
you know,
touched. The good touched.
If I go to the East Coast, there's 3 places I want to go.
What's that?
Boston,
Mm-hmm.
Boston, because I got friends. One place I want to go is Syracuse, because I got
Please
friends
come to
in
Boston for the springtime. Staying here with some friends, and they got lots of room. Okay, let me see.
No.
Song reference. Boom.
Also, I really want to go, and there's one place that I really like to go to, and that is Orange County, New York.
Really?
You
What do you
know
want to go see?
why?
Orange County Choppers?
How'd you guess?
Booyah! Because I'm the man, Bobby Friend.
Your fingers.
That's cool. We love having fun with Jake. Yeah, so then they started the show. They started the show up, and it was good. But but the Terry says Perry was touched, the good touch. That was a good comment. I like that.
Yeah. By the way, Terry. By the way, that's the wrong Tony Hawk. That's
it's Phony Hawk.
It's funny. Yeah. I think they're used to like the California clubs and stuff, not the New York. They're one of the clubs that I see a lot of times is when you go. Bobby P and I were talking about this. There's no big comedy clubs here in Mississippi. You have to go to like the casinos and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Hey Kay, I really appreciate that background, that backstage kind of insight. Hey, you're telling us how Tony felt, because I often get that impression too, that
Perry.
Us being here on the East Coast, we're kind of a little more kind of harsh and kind of rough. We have a grit to us, and it seems like when they get out west, they kind of lose that grit, and everyone has to be like fake, phony, and everything. So I do think it's kind of a culture clash when somebody from California comes, and especially Philly, like of all places to get on the East Coast. Yeah, the Philly crowd can be one of the harshest ones. Like Kumia said, he said, Christ, Philly. Goes, I'm from New York, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. He said that at the show at one point.
Hey, can I say something?
Sure, you can say many things. Go
ahead. Do you ever watch the show Bar Rescue?
Hell yeah. You're fired, Jake.
That's the wrong one.
You're gonna fucking kill somebody.
Yeah, that's right. Here's what they did a show in Scottsdale, Arizona, for a comedy club there, and they actually had Owen Benjamin, now the canceled Owen Benjamin. Sorry. Mm-hmm. But they also had Jamie Lasada from the Laugh Factory.
All right.
You know Jamie Lasada, right?
No.
He's the owner. He's the owner of the Laugh Factory. He's the owner of the Laugh Factory.
Okay, thank you.
Laugh. Hey, Bobby Frank, can I get that sound clip of the word sky?
Ready? Hit record in 3, 2, 1.
Go.
Sky. Okay, you got it. There you go. Now we'll talk later, Jake. I'll have my people call your people. All right, so we'll get back here. So they had they were showing a video of John interviewing Rainn Wilson as he was playing a character of like a podcaster. I can't remember his podcaster alias now, but it was funny. So you see Perry up there and Bob, and if you notice in front of Bob, there's nothing but McDonald's bags. They sent people actually sent the McDonald's there for Perry. Bags and bags of food came out the entire night, as one would expect. Now, this is a great picture. This is Garrett. This is one of Perry's close friends and counterparts. I saw Garrett in the aisle. I told you
he's his handler. He's one of the handlers.
Yeah, he was in the third. I was in the third row right there, dead center. Garrett was right there the whole time. There was many people I could have interrupted, but I happened to notice that he turned his camera off, and so I didn't want to interrupt him while he was recording. So I'm like, "Hey, Garrett, let's get a picture real quick," and he jumped right in. So you can see he's definitely one of those dudes that he was just as nice in person as he appears on Perry's show.
One of the podcasters said that Perry, Perry has Perry doesn't go do these trips alone. He brings his handlers, Tom, Jim. I know him as Joey, but it's Jim and Mr. Garrett.
Yeah, he's going to bring. It sounds like they're going to do a lot more based on what they said on the show. Terry Nee says Philly Stadium had a courtroom and a jail for games. Yes, I remember Terry Nee, and I went up to the old Veterans Stadium when Baltimore didn't have a team. I went to see an Eagles and Bengals game, and it was crazy up there. You're right. That Philly is a whole different kind of beast. But let's see. And there, so you can get. This was like between the show when they said we were going to go outside. So here, Stormy, you can really get an idea of how it looked like one of those old ballrooms, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wait,
I mean,
does that guy have a steel toe shirt on?
That guy.
I don't know. There's lots of guys there, and I don't see any steel toe shirts. But good eye.
That one right there, the guy that has like red hair.
No, it doesn't look like it.
No,
but these rows are like 15 to 20, and they had them all the way back here, and half the room didn't even have chairs in it. They could have filled the other half of the room, plenty of room. And there's me with the boy, Iso Do. I love me some Iso Do. And even disregarding current events, it's hard not to, be a little upset, not disappointed, not being on the network anymore. But they're all great people, and Iso was one of the first guys. When I got into podcasting and I was doing other things, he was like, hey, Bob, I think you're really good. I think you should have your own channel. Do something on Twitch. Do this, do that. He tried to give me little pointers and all the way. But he didn't just say, what are you doing or anything like that. So I really appreciate Iso Do. And him and Shuli always put up my chat comments from like almost day one that Shuli has been podcasting, and have they like making them part of the show and laughing along and letting me be part of it. And that's a big reason why I'm here right now, is because of that guy right there putting up my comments. So I really appreciate him.
That's
thank you, bro.
That's the potato.
Yeah, Cardiff Electric. I got to meet him in person.
Yeah,
very nice meeting the potato in person.
I was telling Corn that we need. Well, I'll tell you about it later, Bobby.
I caught Cardiff doing some subreddit surfing with Vinny. He did a pop-up show Saturday, and I jumped in the chat real quick, and I said, hey, what's up, Cardiff Electric? And he shouted me out, and was nice enough to say I met a new friend up in Pottstown, PA, so I was happy to make that acquaintance in Pottstown, PA. Now, if you look over here in the far distance, this is where Kay and we were all thinking we should have went, because that's like a giant dome.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a giant outdoor dome. This was opposite the beautiful building that I showed you, and the parking lot was in between both of them. So this is when I went out to do some tailgating. You can actually see the back of my truck, and I took a picture of the dome. So we weren't sure if it was going to be in that lovely place that it didn't look like should be having a comedy show, or that dome. But it was a really, really neat place. Like the lady said, really beautiful. And that's like a blurry shot looking back at the building at night, basically. That's where all the parking went down. Now, this was a great shot I caught. I was very happy to catch some really just spontaneous shots, and they used one on one of the shows afterwards.
Is that HPE? Is that High Pitch Eric?
That is HPE. Who's High Pitch? Fuck you, Jake. It's Kelly Clarkson. But at any rate, you can see, I love this picture because they got all four of them in it. If you look way back, you can see Bob like struggling for his life and looks like he's in pain. His head low to the ground back here. And then you see Perry, of course, on top of him. And then Shuli decides that High Pitch Eric needs to be part of it. And he was in that boat at one point. So that's him. It was funny. And it eventually ended up rolling over. It was quite a fun time. That's what I'm saying. So, go ahead. Go, Jake.
By the way, he's got to do a when he gets back to his house, Perry's got to get one of those bozos up for a month now because of a Tom's Tip prank. No, Tom's Tip.
I know Perry's going to be doing his thing today, and it usually stays up for the first couple days or whatever. So we'll have to catch up Perry's Media Monday, because I know they took a week off and they're coming back. So they're going to have they have some great video and some great point of view and things to share from their point of view of Pottstown.
Media Mondays are usually on when they get done, they'll put them on Patreon, and then they'll put it up on Tom Brennan's channel. Not the Media Monday, but the other thing, the late night with Tom B.
Yeah. Yeah, HPE is something something else in person. I bet he is even more so with the ladies.
I actually met I didn't meet him in real life. I met him on the first time I ever met him was on the Kermit and Friends wrap up show, where I had my first ever Kermit and Friends wrap up show.
Kermit and Friends.
Kermit and Friends. Every Sunday they did a podcast. It was Lisa Jordana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah, she's a total cunt, but sorry.
How about a C with the unt? Let's don't hold back. Tell them what you really think. Terry Nee says they used the dome during COVID. Soul Joel's saved East Coast comedy. Yeah, Terry, I was aware of that at the time because I had heard Bob talking about it, and it made me curious because I heard that big comedy shows were going on outside live, and I was trying to picture it. So I did see some pictures of that early on where you could just go under that dome and bring your lawn chair, and it's just nice grass area under there, and I believe it. And they right. I mean, all the businesses they put out of business for COVID is just sad to even talk about anymore at this point.
And COVID, you know, a lot of the businesses, you know, a lot of the big businesses, including Chuck E. Cheese and all that, had to shut down. Because,
yeah, I think you traded one tragedy for another. You know, we think that we saved somebody from something. We caused economic disaster under the name of thinking we were saving society. So we killed one part of society to say it just don't add up. I don't know.
Hey, can I also say this? When Wicked Tuna last year, last season, the new season is up right now. The old season, last season, they were having the script by.
What did he say? Wiki what on Wiki? What?
Wicked Tuna, the bluefin tuna fish, Wicked Tuna show.
I thought Wiki Tuna was like where you go look up tuna facts or something. Wiki Tuna.
Let's forget about it. Damn it.
Sorry.
Quite all right, Jake. But Kay says Joel's a nice dude too. Now, I don't know that unless he didn't introduce himself by name, unless he was that guy that came out in the parking lot. Was he a shorter man of shorter stature? Because I met a guy who looked like an owner type, and he came out and he was introducing himself on the parking lot and letting us know kind of where everything was going down. But he didn't say specifically he was Joel, but he sort of acted like a boss man. But that's cool. Yeah. So there's the high pitch Eric joining them. Oh, look at this. Here's me with Mike Morse. Mike Morse. A tall guy with dark hair. I might vaguely remember him, Kay. Thank you. Thanks for
Look at this.
What's that? Let me put your singer screen. What you got? It better be good. Oh, what are you doing? No self-bondage, Jake. Trying to get my channel banned. We can't do S&M on here. Come on, man. All right, let's see. So here's Mike Morse. He's got his glasses on, and if you notice in the back between us, I did not Photoshop that. Iso Doe totally photobombed me. That is the one and only Iso Doe, who you saw in a couple pictures before. I had zero idea. I was so concentrated on getting a good picture with Mike Morse. I had no idea until I looked at him after the fact. So that was a lot of fun. That looks way too creepy and way too good.
That's funny.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a serial killer there.
By the way, AEW Fight Forever, it will be available. The AEW game, the first ever AEW game, will be available June 29th.
Man, they've been talking about that game. It's supposed to come out at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but now it's going. But
I think they underestimated how many years it takes to develop a game.
Yeah, and also AEW is like, Cody's not there anymore. A lot of the guys that built, now the full.
Well, they could write that out easy enough with a software update, Jake. But all right, so here's Mike Morse here. Now, my observation about Mike Morse is that for some reason he looked older in person. I don't know what that is.
Does he usually have facial hair?
What's that?
Does he usually have facial hair?
His mutton chops were very prominent live, and I can't say, Stormy, that I ever noticed them on camera. He doesn't wear these thick glasses on screen, and his chops were quite pronounced. And I'm like, did Mike like paste these on like Elvis style? Like, what's going on? But you notice then he comes on back on screen, and I'm like, is Mike using like a youth filter on the show or something? I'm like. I don't know if it was Terry or I think Terry did say in one of the chats that the camera was supposed to add weight to you, but actually Mike looks better on camera for whatever reason. So that was my Mike Morse observation, but he was nice to meet in person.
Who's this?
This is Austin. He is one of the behind the scenes producers, and he is a longtime super fan of The Miserable Men and Shuli. from back in the Sirius days. And what I know about Austin, he's a deep fan. My dude is similar to Bobby Nick, where he has major hard drives of shit, Bobby Nick.
He's a discount Shuli.
A discount Shuli, yeah. That is funny. They pulled that on Perry when they went over and did that stream, and they were putting the hats or putting stuff, and they were telling him that every bald guy was Shuli. That was fun, and he believed it. Everyone was.
Hey, you know, I know that a lot of times that these comedy shows, you know. By the way, when are we gonna do a Coffee and Pods live show where we do it like comedy show, like what they
That'd be funny, Jake. I like that idea.
Or sports heads. The problem is we're gonna need to get Andrew out of that situation first.
I'm not a comedian though, so I don't know how that'll go.
Mm-hmm.
No, live show.
So Austin's a really cool dude. Austin was in what he supported us in the early days when I first started podcasting. TGB, he would be in the chat for me. He would be in the early days of the Sports Heads chat before I could multitask and really go back and forth with him. But he's a great guy. I talk to him a lot on Discord, and we have similar music tastes. But he always shares some stuff that I never thought of. He always comes from a different angle. So I like me some Austin. So that was a great meeting him in person for the first time. And then here's a good picture with me, my lost interest, and Mike. I saw them taking a picture, and I said, hey guys, can I get in? So I nudged myself in the middle of this one. So
yeah, Mike Morris is a good. By the way, shut up, Mike.
Shut up, Mike. Let's see.
What's up?
All right, let's see. We'll go on to the next picture. Got a couple more here. And there she is, the lovely Kay and Andy. That's Andy from Ontario. Some of you might know him as Discount Don Jameson. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. I'm here, buddy. Talk about another great dude. Same thing can be said for Andy from Ontario. Big super fan, super creative, artistic dude. Did a lot of stuff for Miserable Men early on. Participated in Miserable Men early on. He reached out to me early on and said, "Hey, BF, I like you as a podcaster. Keep doing what you're doing."
He was on the BS show. He's on the BS show a lot of times. He's on the BS show.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Discount Don Jameson, buddy. Hey, buddy. Yeah, that's a great bit. I love that. Shout out. Another great person to meet in person. There's Kay right there.
Looks good. She always looks good.
Mm-hmm. We were. I'll give you some background on where we were standing during. This is after everything. Perry's live show. He was slinging out the pizzas and the food that was being distributed. He was like, he'd kick him right off the stage. So we are standing in the juice and the leavings and all the tea and the lemonade and everything that was spilled. You don't remember these pictures? Probably. Oh shit. I don't know what that says, Kay. I told you. But yeah, this was at the end of the show, Kay. So we're standing in pizza. Like I got home I literally had was trailing pizza in my hotel room when I got back to my room that night. It was like sticky Domino's barbecue pizza or something. And it was all in my shoes, but that was to give you an idea how crazy it was. She says, "That's me." There you are, Kay. Let me see if we'll put it up. I don't remember these pictures, Bob. There you go. Kay's a sweetheart. Yes, we all hung out a little bit. That was cool. And she says, "Thanks, Terry." So there you go.
There's another comment. You jumped over one comment.
Did I? Oh, Jake, see me at 6 a.m. and you'll say differently. LOL, but thank you. I don't think I would bother Jake too much at all. Let's see. And there I had to crop Andy out so I could say I had a picture with just me and KB. So there you go. But that was nice meeting her. We talked a little bit about this and that, and some podcasting and some people
Perry.
And things. So, okay, so there you go. So there's Perry. So for those of you who can't see it on a big screen, Perry has this like he just got onions. Like, okay, I guess I'll eat the pickle or something. It's just I have like 3 or 4 different pictures, but this by far was the funniest. I had to share because the disgust on his face was too funny.
Hey, what does that shirt say?
It just says Perry Caravello, and it looks like a tour shirt. It looks like it has Japanese writing underneath of it. Jake. So I'll give you the background on this because Perry's crowd was big, was raucous. Perry doesn't do a lot of live stuff at all, so they were there to see him. So we're basically standing, and Ray DeVito is over my shoulder. We're basically standing in the same area of the previous picture that I took with KB. and Andy from Ontario. And I took one with Terry Nee, but I'm not sharing that because I appreciate his anonymity. There you go. I respect it. So at any rate, so I'm standing here, and Tom and Perry literally come out from behind stage. They come from the back room carrying the boat, and they're standing it up. I just happen to be standing there, just finishing taking a picture with them. And Perry stands there and he goes, okay, I guess the line forms right here to take a picture with me. And so I stood there and put my hand up. And so I literally got the first picture of anybody in the room with Perry Caravello that night. Terry Nee noticed so much because he was at the opposite. He had his ball that he had to get signed. He was at the other end of the line, and we stood there and had a conversation for a while because the line was so long. So I don't know that I would have stood in a line for an hour or more, but go ahead. Oh, she said she'll be right back. Okay. Thank you.
You know, the one thing I see on Perry's streams is Perry's usually trying to, like, you know, the send fish, send food.
Yeah, so I don't know if I was going to stand in a line for an hour to see Perry. Like, I think Terry probably ended up, because we were conversating, it seemed like the better part of an hour, Terry, didn't it? That line was, it was just a line halfway through the building. So he had a great turnout, and I know he took time and signed everything, but I got the first picture with Perry right there. Oh, there you go. There's the potato. You got a picture of the potato, Jake. What do you think? Cardiff Electric. That was cool. There's my picture by himself with Andy from Ontario right there. Let's see what else we got. Boom. Ah, look at this. And I caught him at the end of the night. You recognize him?
Casey Armstrong.
Casey Armstrong. Who you gonna call? Casey Armstrong. Yeah, so he was a cool dude. I said, hey, Casey, can I get a picture with you? He's like, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. So we should talk about him real quick, Bobby Nick, because didn't you see some of his stream where he said he was going to quit?
I did, and yeah, I mean, it was very all over the place. He wasn't making a whole lot of sense. He seemed really distraught, and I don't know. People thought because of, you know, Melton, but he was saying that it wasn't because of Melton. It was because he got tricked by someone pretending to be Artie Lang, and he thought he had Artie Lang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's not used to all this spoofing and making up fake identities and all that shit.
Right. And
we got Jake.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I got out of it anyway.
Oh, please slow chop. Yeah, that's it's funny that he's so sensitive. Like I think Shuli was saying this morning, considering that he was in the trenches of the Stern Show so long, but KC just seems so different, and he seems like he's just all about peace and bringing people together, and he don't want to harsh on anybody. And I don't know if he's made for this world. He not for this lane, basically. No. Terry Nee says I was one of the last to see Perry at 12:30. Well, I hope that isn't too much because of me, Terry, because I know we were standing in the back of the line talking. I don't know if we were moving up as much as we should have been or not, but you were pretty close to the back of the line anyway, bro. But hopefully he signed your Cubs ball. You were going to get it signed your Cubs ball, I remember. So hopefully you got that signed. And there he is, the man himself.
Oh, Shuli.
I still love him, even though he kicked me to the curb a little bit. I still like him. He's a good guy. Because I wouldn't be here doing much of this if he hadn't put up my chats and all that stuff. So it's hard to be totally mad at this guy, you know. But oh, look at this. And then I caught this picture. This is when High Pitch Eric was out on stage. And for whatever reason, they were talking about what Bob was doing or about to do, and Bob struck this pose. And I caught this picture of Bob, and another picture that I didn't realize I had until I reflected on the night. And when I saw that, I'm like, wow, that is a cool picture. And so I put it out there on Discord, and you see my Superman picture there, Stormy? I see your back.
Yeah, I see it. That's funny.
Hey, I noticed that someone borrowed this as a preview of their show, didn't they? Did you notice that?
I did notice that. That was very strange.
You did notice that. And it's funny because I went when I saw that certain show doing that, I went right out on their thing, and I was like, oh, that was basically saying that was a cool photo I took, like basically wedging my photo credit in there.
Yeah. It would have been nice if they would have at least been like, you know, hey, do you mind if I snag your photo for my promo?
Right. That was kind of an exclusive photo from that night. And I know the trail of it, number one, because I took it. And number two, by the path that I shared it. So I'd shared it on Discord. And nicely enough, I think Andy from Ontario was one of the first people to say, I think that's the best picture of Bob Levy I've ever seen. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, wow, that's a high compliment. Like, I wasn't expecting that. I just thought it was like, thanks. I see Boobastic Media says it was cool. I didn't really know that I had it until I went back that night and looked through, and I'm like, wow, check out that. I caught Bob like right mid pose, like Superman. Right. So, but yeah, I saw people like borrowing it. But yeah, at least when I borrow things, I like to give a cred for them.
Yeah, by the way, that's when I'm like borrowing stuff, I'm like. When I'm giving stuff, I'm always giving people respect.
Yeah, give people their props for it. Let them know that I'm not trying to claim your shit.
And... But thing is, it's like some of the people that did my artwork, I'm not giving them credit because number one, they're out of my life, and I don't want to give them a shout out. I really don't want to give them a shout out. I own all my artwork. I was given the artwork, and I was told that I owned it. That's the only thing, and the people that made it are no longer in my life. Just gonna say this: these are people that have blocked me.
They're out of my life.
And also, I will give OJ a shout out. Shout out to OJ.
Shout out to OJ.
Nazi John, because Nazi John did the By the Way song, and you know he does good music. What's up, guys?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, by the way, shut up, Mike. By the way.
By request, by the way. All right, now.
OOTC is live right now.
No fucks given, Jake. All right, I'm doing a show. All right, now check. Now this one's going to be controversial. This picture might be clipped. I don't know. This is going to be a controversial picture with a controversial figure, but here it goes.
Anthony
Ready?
Cumia.
No.
Anthony.
Joe. Oh shit! It's Joe. Ha ha.
Better get that off the screen, Bobby. Or you get canceled.
What do you think? What do you think, Jake? What should I do here? What should I do? Should I put you into Joe? What's your thoughts about Joe and the whole Joe situation? Joe, oh, whoa, my goodness! How can you not like? Come on, man. What are you trying to say?
Do you not like him, Jake? Is that what that thumbs down was? Is that he doesn't like him? Or what is that?
So this is Joe. He's recently become famous, maybe a little more famous than he wanted to be. And this will be a good lead up to where we're going anyway, because these are the people that I've been lucky enough to meet.
Read private chat.
Let me sound crazy. Let me see.
Well, why'd you have to do that? Just say that.
You see what he said?
Yeah. Stormy? No comment. Okay, thanks.
Stormy, why did you give it away? He said no comment.
No.
I'm sorry. She gave away your no comment private chat there, Jake. I'm sorry. You said no comment, but she commented about no comment anyway. But yeah. So this is Joe.
Listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's like, you know, milk. Thank you. But here's the problem. Is like, why is it everybody going after Joe?
I got a theory.
It's something that's in his past. Something that's in his past. Why doesn't people get over past is in the past?
It's content. People need stuff to talk about. That's what it is. They can't.
Yeah, and it's fascinating, Jake, how we came here, bro.
Talking about. Here's the thing. So he's getting tired of. Is Shuli getting tired of talking about an old man that faked a fucking stutter on the Howard Stern show? That Stuttering John is a fake stutterer.
I don't know.
Right, thanks, Jake. So for those of you who don't know, Joe, he became more famous than he wanted to be, probably too quickly recently, in that during the Aaron Steel Toe interview that Ray DeVito was in the middle of botching Joe emerged from the shadows and took control of the show and started asking questions and really saved that show. Even if you're not a biggest fan of Joe, the show wasn't going great, and Aaron was kind of taking control of it and spinning questions back to Ray. And
let's face it, Ray did not know what he was talking about.
The excellent point, Bobby Nick, and that he scored one of the hottest guests in podcasting at the moment and knew zero about the background. He didn't even know who was mad at who, why, and why the situation, why any of this stuff was occurring. He had no idea. So Joe comes out of the limelight and really starts asking some hard-hitting questions, some things that the fans wanted to hear, and maybe some things that were only interesting to Joe, or maybe he wanted to call Aaron out on. But I thought it was kind of necessary at the time, and it saved the interview. Well, ever since then, Joe has kind of been like a personality, and I understand a lot of people have an issue with somebody that says, well, you're designated as a producer, you should shut up and be off the mic. I think that's most people's starting point, but that's never been the nature of any of kind of the Shuli shows. If somebody has something interesting to say, like in the Stern days, it'll come to light. So Joe is allowed to talk. So the only reason anyone is really bringing any of this up is because people cannot stand that Joe is opinionated. That's my take on this. What do you think, Storm? I'll let Stormy talk. What do you think about any of this with Joe and all?
No, I agree. I think that Joe has opinions, and I think he sheds light on a lot of truth with some things that people just don't want to hear or don't want other people to see.
Yeah, well, my whole thing, as I told Bobby Nick, I think that opinionated people have problems with other opinionated people.
Correct.
You know, I think that's where you really get this reaction kind of situation where people feel that the only way they can beat him is to dox him. So basically, all this man is accused of doing prior to anyone knowing his record was coming onto a podcast from the background and being opinionated. And he did it in such a way that it pissed off people enough to end up doxing him. Now, I just don't agree with that. I don't understand that. What do you think, Scott? You got an opinion about this?
No, I'm not real up on the recent things that's happened with it, but I'm not I guess I really don't have no opinion.
Yeah, you're like Bob. You try to be the fence sitter and all. Let's see what Terry Nee says. Terry Nee said Joe and his wife are very nice. Yes, they were very nice people to meet in person. I gave Joe a nice big hug because he produced for us early on, so it was nice connecting with him and meeting his wife and a nice lady. And she had a funny comment about me. She goes, "Oh, I see you brought your broadcasting voice or something like that." She's like, "That's your real voice." She was kind of surprised that she was hearing the same thing in person. So that was a funny little exchange.
Yeah, people's past should not be brought up. I don't think at all either, but unfortunately it is. But I don't know why it matters that much. Like, what does it matter? The people that are pointing fingers at him, I guarantee have done stuff they're not proud of.
And that's a comment I made on one of the shows after this came out, is that the internet, where people with criminal records dox other people with criminal records. I don't believe that we are swimming in a pool of saints here, people, when you're coming out on podcasts. You know, human beings have histories, and especially these colorful human beings that used to be comedians and in other parts of life. People have histories, but it's all in an effort to just try to outdo someone where, you know, you can't beat them, intellectually. So you're going to dox them as to make yourself feel superior. It's sad, really, in its nature.
And with like anything criminal, you're still, no matter if you have a report in front of you, you're still actually limited to what you can see in that situation because you weren't there. You really don't know. So no matter if you've got a report in front of you or an arrest record, it still doesn't give every detail.
Well, the thing I'm fascinated with is that some of these people are just butthurt or overly sensitive about just our process in the United States. You know, like you said, everything that's happened has gone through a legal process, and Joe has been cleared through this legal process.
Right.
But somehow people think that they are able to judge him beyond this legal process. But people get into situations every day, like you said, Stormy. No one knows the details of what happened and how much harassment was going back and forth and whether the need of a gun was justified. But people are so quickly sensitive to be offended, going, well, I wouldn't solve a problem that way with a gun, so I'm going to judge you and then therefore try to make you look bad for doing that.
Well, those people weren't there and they don't know what it feels like, and they didn't have the option to grab the gun in that situation. So they can't speak for anybody that wasn't there.
Our friend Balls Deep has an opinion that says people's past determine their future. When a person's past behavior reinforces current issues, the past will be revisited as a proof for future treatment. Okay, well, there's your opinion, Balls Deep. There you go. Forgiveness is great. Forgetting is not. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But what was the necessity of bringing this out? Like, if Joe wouldn't have said anything about Aaron and busted up that interview, would anybody care that Joe lashed out at somebody at a clinic or Joe pulled a gun on someone? No, it's only because Joe expressed an opinion that offended people. It's the only reason we're talking about any of this. It's not like we got to do a deep dive on everybody's criminal records and make sure that everybody's on the up and up. Let's see. I love people who show and demonstrate growth. Their potential is limitless. That's cool. All right. I like that statement. I support what Joe did in both cases when heard in full context. Old boomers acting badly was the root. And that's the whole thing. I mean, you can judge it both ways, I guess. Let's see. Hey, boys. Oh, hey, balls. There you go. What's up? That's cool. So
sometimes in life, if you don't speak up with your opinions about things too, you'll get knocked around and pushed over. And if you don't stand up for yourself, like what could have happened, and if he hadn't have done what he did.
And I will say this.
I gotta say, hold on a second.
All right, Bob Nick. Yes, your turn, sir. Go ahead.
Joe explained on the BS show that the week before he was hit with a bat by that 70-year-old man.
Yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, what other recourse did he have? And he didn't point the gun at him. He pulled out the gun.
Right.
And it went to the criminal courts, and he was found not guilty of anything.
Right.
So,
but yet there are
what is the big deal?
Right. But there are some people that, because they would never see themselves or bring themselves to using a gun to solve a problem, they're trying to make it look like it's a bad thing, to where it probably happens a lot more in this country than anybody is really aware of. Right, and once again, I'll go back to saying, if Joe wasn't opinionated about Aaron from Steel Toe, would we know or care about any of this? And currently, there are people that probably have past. Everybody has a past that we don't know about. So we're going to wait until they piss us off and then care about if we should be around them or not. So that's why it gets slippery when you get into worrying about people's past too much, is that none of us are perfect. There's no point in trying to live your life where you have to worry about what everybody's past was. I judge people for who they are in the moment, how they treat me, and I can't really worry about or, study every person's history. No. So.
And that goes back to, like, you weren't there, even though the police report says this, you really don't know the whole story. And even people that are convicted, I mean, sometimes they're convicted because they took a plea because maybe they didn't have the money to fight it in court.
Correct.
People don't understand how it works.
Yeah, I get that, Stormy. I'm glad that's a great point that you're making, and that sometimes circumstances, in order to settle the situation in an efficient manner, you might have to go a route and claim something that maybe didn't happen because that's the most efficient for your personal situation.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you can get more time if you're found guilty, even if you're not guilty, So you take the plea and you just cop to something you didn't do, and you're good.
I'm pretty sure.
And then you're out all this money, and then you end up with the worst scenario.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that one of the original reasons was for hunting. Guns were made was for hunting and for defending yourself when you're a man of slight build or whatever, or people that when you need an equalizer. And that's just what our society is. And I can tell you from meeting Joe that Joe might be 150, 160 pounds soaking wet. I mean, he's not a formidable guy. I think, I can see where people might easily intimidate him. So you need an equalizer. So let's see. Kay says, man's got a right to defend himself. Sure he does. Right. And I'm sure many of us have defended ourselves, but it's not out here in the public because we didn't do an interview and piss somebody off. Let's see what Balls Deep says. He says, I didn't think Joe busted up the interview, to be fair. Ray's audio issues fomented. Yeah, that was Joe's need.
That was another reason Ray was having really bad audio issues that day.
He was. That's true.
Yeah, and Joe did come in hot. And he did, but it had been so long. And Joe, being a defender of, you see how he defended his wife, and he told you so admittedly that he is a great defender of Bob Levy and all the people he loves and works for. He wanted to know about this whole.
Bye, guys.
He's bored.
Oh,
Bye.
All right, come back when you want to. He wanted to know about this
No,
whole.
I'm actually leaving. I'm actually leaving for real. I'll talk to you guys later.
All
right, bro. Thanks for joining us on Coffee and Pods, Jake.
No,
I know Jake is.
I'm like sitting here bored.
I know, bro. I know you have a hard time waiting. But we're going to talk about this stuff.
I made a star on Twitter. I just made a star for Shuli. That's how bored I was. I started doing paint.
It's okay.
All right. Well, since before you tell 10 more people how boring the show is, I'm going to say goodbye to Jake. Take you off the boring show, Jake. We'll see you next time.
Come back anytime you want. It's not boring. It's just like you're forgetting one thing. He also attacked not Richard Maddow, Rachel Maddow.
Okay, I like that. And I also saw the clips that they were showing him on MSNBC with Joy Reid when he was a panelist and all. But
yeah.
I'll get you off. Yeah, but that's where kind of some of this started, right? We had the guest on. Ray had a guest on a following show. Joe was producing it, and they were talking about media outlets and the liberal media outlets, or just mainstream outlets in general. And right, and Jake's referring to that other argument, but he's out of here now. Bye, Jake.
But Ray himself has said on both occasions, on both of those shows, that not that, I don't know how many people actually respect Ray's opinion now, but he has said, though, with his shows, he appreciated Joe being there on both instances in those situations on his show for Joe to intervene.
I think people put themselves in roles when they watch podcasts, and some people see themselves as the Joe, and some people see themselves as the Ray. And the people that see themselves as the Ray are like, hey, I don't want him beating up on me and treating me like that. I think they put themselves in Ray's shoes, quite literally. I think that's part of why they get offended.
Ray feels like he saved it, though. He's even said that. Like, he was thankful for that. So I don't understand. I guess I just don't understand that side of it. Not that it's wrong or right. I just don't get that.
Well, and then so even when Ray defends it, they'll say, well, you're just taking up for Joe because you don't know any better, Ray. So it's okay when Ray doesn't know any better when it suits their argument, but I don't know. It's like when Ray does try to defend Joe, like you said, people just still aren't buying it.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to buy it.
Well, and it's mostly people on the internet. I mean, Ray needs to remember that. You're listening to people you don't know.
Our friend Bone Loads says, what up? What's up, Bone Loads? Co-host of the ever ongoing Sports Heads. We're going to do episode 49 coming up this Friday on BF Bobby Fran on YouTube and on No Filter with Andrew and Friends on YouTube. It'll be on both channels. Please go subscribe for free to either or both of those. Terry Nee, train your loved ones, proper gun safety and use.
Yep.
We've been abandoned. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's it's that whole fear, Terry, because the people that are aghast that Joe would handle a gun didn't grow up in a gun culture, so they're aghast that you would even attempt to have a gun to solve your problems.
Right.
But if they were in a situation where they felt their life was threatened or they were going to be harmed and they had access to it, I bet they would consider it.
Yeah, I definitely believe that changes your perspective, Stormy. Absolutely. Yeah. If you've been hit by a baseball bat, let's say, for example, I think it changed your perspective. I mean, you're 150 pounds. You might want to think about it different.
Because I would never use a firearm unless it was obviously for just like sport, for target practice, when you go to the range or whatever, but also like in defense, like that's the only reason I would use it. I don't go hunting though. That's why.
Right. Yes. Let's see. And that's what Terry was making that point about gun safety and proper gun training. It's kind of a lost art,
Yeah, it is.
And I want to see when crimes are committed. I would like to know how many are committed with people with permits, because I live here in Baltimore and we have a pervasive gun problem, and I don't see them checking for permits on the corner so much. So I'm not so sure it's the permitted people that are out there causing the problems. I think proper gun safety and permitting takes some of that criminal problem out of it. Balls Deep says it's possible to find something to hate about someone if you look hard enough. Absolutely. Finding common ground and building is much more difficult. Wow, Balls. Who people choose to build with is why past are important. Okay, I love what you're bringing. I love Balls Deep. I love it, man.
I agree.
And And that's the slippery slope because okay, balls on the other side of that. Are you going to do you avoid like not meeting people because until you know more about their past? I don't know, bro. I'm just asking. I'm not being a smart ass because it's tricky because as I've gotten older, you don't make many friends when you get older because you don't circulate as much and you maybe learn not to trust people as much. So I'm curious what other people use to kind of judge what a new friend is and how you do it with or without judging someone's past. It's kind of tricky.
I always try to know someone before I know their past. I don't ever ask somebody about their past. If they're willing to share it with me, they can. Or if we're comfortable enough in a friendship or relationship, then I will. Like it'll come into later where I might feel comfortable asking, but I don't try to learn about their past before I know who they are in the present.
Right, and that's how I was getting at earlier is that I can only judge you for what I know of you. I can't take every person that I encounter and take in and do a criminal background check on them. So my best instinct all of my life is to judge people in the moment and how they treat me and hope that my instincts moving forward are right. And luckily I'm right. It doesn't mean that every person that I know is a perfect person or a saint or doesn't have a background or a criminal record or anything. It just means that the people that I meet are at a point in their life where we can kind of get together on what we do get together on and move forward, basically.
With that being said, though, as a parent, I will back up and retract a little bit of that. As a parent, though, I will look into somebody's past before I get my kids around them. I will say that if it involves something to do with my kids.
Oh yeah, and like if they're parents or something, you want to make sure their parents are on the up and up. If your kids are going to be interacting with other families and all, I mean that's understandable. You know.
Other than that, though, it doesn't matter to me what somebody's done.
Yep. I really appreciate that. We're having a great conversation today. This is really awesome. Jake hates the finger. Yeah, he does. That's on the long list of stuff he hates there, Terry. Take care, Jake. Good job. That's right. Jake is a star. Jake's not only a star, he's a good friend. Me and Bobby Nick podcasting with him Saturday, Sunday, last Friday. We're always never know when you're going to see us.
He's always around.
Joey wouldn't shut up on that one on the tape they played on the interview, Terry. Yeah, well, that was kind of her. That's kind of her mode, right? Let's see. Eyewitness Joe's love for Ray. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could see it. I mean, I met Joe. You met Joe. The people to think that he actually has something out for him because he came into his show aggressively is just kind of ridiculous.
I guess I can take these off since Jake's not here.
You won't be accused of having RBF or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Obnoxious John, I know he's on the warpath. He says Joe lies and seems to have rage issues. Don't defend that guy. It looks bad. I'm not defending. I mean, I can't say I'm defending him. I'm defending anyone with a past. Obnoxious John. I'm just saying that. How do you judge, bro? You know,
right?
And why do you judge? Do you only care about this because he came in hot on the interview? What about the other people that you don't know about, bro? When do we worry about them? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And coming in hot, is it because he comes at like, I guess, does that mean like the aggressive kind of like, I don't know. I don't feel like he was.
I think people that were fans of Aaron and they are opinionated people, they were offended that Joe came in so hot and came in aggressive at Aaron. That's what it seemed like.
But he was also trying to defend Bob, I think, too. And he said that when he's defending people he loves or cares about, he can get that way. And I think that's more passion and love for somebody that comes out, and it seems negative, but I don't think it's meant to translate that way all the time. That's just my opinion.
Well, and some people aren't of the opinion that the ends justify the means. That people don't think that just because you're defending a family that everything that you do is right. Now, I might be of another opinion, Stormy, where I think that people do tend to do things that they don't normally do if they're defending loved ones or people close to them. So let's see. Why live in the past? Cruising to the future. David Lee Roth. Bop. Boosty, boosty, bop. Diddy, bop. Okay, I like that. I like that. Why live in the past, man? We can cruise in the future, baby. David Lee Roth. You got to love it when somebody's dropping David Lee Roth quotes in your show. You got to love that shit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Let's see. I take everyone at 100% and let their actions and behaviors shape my love / an indifference for them. Mm-hmm. Okay, right. And that's what I try to do too. And then, and then with any relationship, as you go along, I think you kind of always reassessing, is this person still the person that I let myself believe them to be and all that stuff? And, and you just hope you kind of guess right as things go along, I guess, at
Yeah.
everyone. Oh, Paul Steve says, let's see. Terry Neese says, we had hunter safety courses in school. I was on the school rifle team in junior high in Harrisburg area team, and here we are now. Terry told me an amazing story that he used to walk to school, I believe, with his gun because he was part of this team. They would go to the gun locker, and he would put his gun in the gun locker every day. I'm pretty sure that I got most of that right, Terry. Hey, that's something?
Is he from like the Midwest area? Where is he from?
I know where he ended up, but I can't say 100. I think he might. I don't want to give away much of Terry Needs anything.
Yeah, no,
that'll be up to him. But obviously from his comments here and meeting him in person, I believe he did grow around a gun culture, Stormy. Obviously, from what he's saying.
That's what I just wonder, because sometimes it's the area where you live at that that's more common and embraced, I guess, in schools.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it all comes with culture. The culture there was to have it permitted, have respect, put it away right. Now the culture here in Baltimore City is go out on the street and find a random dude in a trunk and buy a gun and commit crime with it. I'm not for that,
No way.
So that's your two different cultures. That's your problem.
Right.
That's part of the problem. Let's see. Okay. Wait a minute. These are two comments. Shots fired. Kay says, Joe seems like an okay guy to me, but then Obnoxious John says, okay, not surprised. You have bad taste. Come on, man. Well, yeah, I think that's probably right because she has said she likes Obnoxious John in the past, so I guess she does have bad taste in man, I guess. I can't back that up. It just made the joke funnier. I can't back that up. Let's see. What do you mean, OJ? Uh-oh. Here she comes. See, I told you the shots were fired, damn it. Oh, not a gun locker, but a hall locker. There you go. I'm sorry I over-exaggerated your safety measures there, Terry.
Yeah, that's why I asked that, where he would have went to school at, where they would have let him have them in lockers like that, because that's interesting.
There you go.
Okay.
He put it up there, so there you go. I didn't want to divulge any of his personal information, but yeah, I know that we had conversations about the gun and all. For some reason, I thought you put it in the gun locker, but it's straight up hall locker. Guess with stinky gym shorts and a rifle there. That's all you need. All you need for your school day.
Oh, it looks like it's on.
Uh-oh. Hey, you got something to say, Hans? Hey, Hans, you got something to say to me about my judgment in men, Hans? It's on site, Hans. We don't need no more podcast drama, okay? So keep it down. Let's see. So so I met Joe. So the reason I even know, or like Joe, I'll give you a little bit of background on this, is that when we were first invited to come to the Shuli Network, it was the wonderful Iso Do, who you saw in a couple pictures earlier. He produced our first few shows, but you can tell that he was spinning all the plates. He had everything going on, and we knew that eventually we were going to be turned over to another producer. So then we were introduced to Joe, who goes by King of All Dabblers. And so it was very, very nice getting to know him backstage. And Joe self-admittedly knew nothing about sports. He will tell you to this day, I'm not a sports guy. I know nothing about sports, but yet he produced our show. So I think from the beginning, some of us thought it wasn't the best fit. But as we kept doing shows, within the second, I see you shaking your head, Stormy. When the second or third show, Joe was our dude, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was really good. I mean, he helped me independently, gave me advice, told me about different editing software and design stuff. I mean, he was super nice and helpful, and he didn't even like sports, but he was into the show and he was always like interactive with us. It was nice.
Yeah, super nice, super friendly. I mean, he got into it within like the second week. We had Ray on. I think it was the week we had Ray DeVito on, and he's from Cleveland. And Joe picked up on the rhythm of the show, and we were ragging on Ray from being from Cleveland and moving Art Modell moving the team to Baltimore. And to antagonize Ray, he found a picture of Art Modell holding up the Ravens Super Bowl trophy. So Joe got the rhythm and the feel of the show pretty quickly, and I think it may have been the second or the third week, people were coming in the chat talking shit. Mm-hmm. And I know Stormy moderates the chat. And what ended up happening, Stormy, when Joe was in the chat?
There's multiple times I can remember, but Joe, he was having our back for sure.
Yeah, he was totally defending us. So that's where I first got this sense of Joe's sense of defending things that he likes, in that people
Yeah.
were coming in just saying, oh, what's this show? This is that. And then Joe was in there like, hey, not this show, and don't not come here, or words to that effect. I can't remember everything he said, but he was aggressively going after these chatters in a loving way. I could tell that it was out of love,
And speaking from the perspective of, like, I guess the only female that's really been on there that much, they were all super respectful of me, and any comments that I maybe wasn't okay with, they asked me. And it was, I mean, I'm fine, it's whatever, I understand, but they were respectful and polite enough to ask me, if it was okay that those people were making comments in the chat. It was nothing really bad, but they just wanted to be respectful.
Yeah, it was, and they were all great to work with. So we bonded with Joe like pretty quickly, and we did maybe our first probably 8 shows or something, 8 shows after that with him, and then we were eventually turned over to Stut Joe Depot, who also produced with them, and he did our last few shows, but I like Stut Joe Depot, but it was funny because here you thought the guy that maybe wasn't going to be the best fit. It seemed like after the fact that Joe was kind of our biggest defender. He'd be throwing us super chats and just helping us with the show. And so that's my bond with Joe. That's how I got to know Joe first. So I don't know. Am I supposed to then say, wow, do you have any priors, bro? Like, I don't know. I didn't ask him about his priors. I just moved along, and I've had a great relationship based on what I've seen out of him from that. But then we got turned over to Stut Joe Depot. And let me see. I think I got to the end of the pictures. I'll tell you one more picture. There's what Mammy. Joe called Mammy over and said, hey, Mammy, come get in this one. So she got in that one. But we're getting near the end of the pictures. Boom. Oh, and that's it. So there we are. So that's the end of the Potsdam pictures. That's my Star Trek bridge. The funky background I was working with. Yeah, so then, let's see. Let's get. Would you like that, Scott?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I'll try to put myself in the captain's chair. We'll have to future episodes. We'll have to see. Let's see. All right. Pulper80 says, I stash my guns at Foot Locker or in Foot Locker. Yeah. In Foot Locker. Let's see. You like some real winners, like that guy. What they say?
Oh, like the guy he used to associate with. I think he's referring to the P guy.
Oh, okay. KDF. Oh, okay. All right.
The urinator.
KDF, the urinator. Boy, that was the story. That didn't talk about the side, like the pink blanket. The P story was the pink blanket story of Rochester, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
P Gate. Oh my God. Now that's another guy, because I know a lot of people have a problem with him for what he did. Yeah, and it was nasty. He pissed all over somebody's stuff and all, but then it seemed like he got this harsh judgment for a while, and it's like, I only know Kevin Dumbfuck from socializing with here on podcasts and stuff. He didn't piss on my stuff, so it's like, am I supposed to be mad at him like everybody else is? I don't know, I don't really mess with him a whole lot, but it's just kind of funny because it's almost like, oh well, if you associate with Kevin Dumbfuck, you're associating with Piss Boy. I don't know. So let's see. Obnoxious John says Stut Joe Depot is the only real producer Shuli has. There you go. All right. Let's see. I would call it an incident, not a prior. Okay. Let's see. Boo-hoo, poor OJ. Someone accidentally peed on my clothes. I see OJ. And someone peed on his clothes. Let's see. Wah, somebody peed on my clothes. Wah. The rest of the world's supposed to hate him because he peed on my shit. Wah. I don't know.
Oh, so Obnoxious John, the Obnoxious John is the one who's closed up. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Right. Now, I get why Obnoxious John wouldn't like that. Let's say it was his reaction and lies. It wasn't the piss. Okay, yeah. Because I do remember when y'all was trying to figure that out. Was that Stormy?
Just like with Joe, though, there's two sides to that story, too, that we don't know. We can judge what we've seen or heard, but we don't know Obnoxious John, why exactly he was mad.
Right. And now I don't know how to feel. So should I feel how others feel or should I feel? Because I don't know how to feel about Kevin, because look, Kay says Kevin's my friend and a nice guy. And Kevin's never done nothing to me. He's never pissed on my stuff. So I don't need to be mad at him for it. I can see where it's kind of a shitty thing to do to your bro or a person you're staying with or whatever. But it's definitely shitty,
I mean, if it wasn't just the pee, I wonder what it was. But at the same time, like, I mean, I've been drunk sometimes and done some
Yeah.
pretty stupid stuff.
Yeah, it ain't like he pees on clothes every day, you know. I'm sure that's just a good
hope you
story,
don't.
man. This is a good story. You should have just leaned into that. That's just a good time.
Ain't hurt nothing. Just pissed on somebody's stuff. Yeah, one day he checked it on Coffee and Pods, and to make him feel better, I told him the story when my brother-in-law shit into an upright dryer, like sideways. He did that, so I was trying to make Kevin feel a little better that day. I'm like, I was trying to out them. You think that's bad, pissing on somebody's clothes? I know somebody shit in the dryer, bro. So
Yeah, but that's not really why OJ Obnoxious John was mad, and there's more to that story. We don't know it.
There you go. People might be justified or not in their hate based on the facts, Stormy? Is that a thing?
Maybe.
That's kind of funny. That's interesting you say that. Let's see. Kevin's my friend and a nice guy. Yeah, I'll go back to that one. Let's see. At OJ can confirm, more than piss issue, I snapped on him hard. Okay, yeah. Well, we're not going to dig into it deep here. And I understand you might have other things or other reasons to be mad at him. But I know that was the main one. Let's see. You did him dirty. Oh, shit. Let's see.
Dang.
I like parts of KDF. Apparently the dry parts.
That's funny. I like the part.
But definitely not all. I like the elbow. I like the wrist. Shoulder's kind of cool. Stay away from the penis. Maybe KDF was dreaming OJ was stung by a jellyfish. I don't know if I'm dreaming or peeing or if I'm actually peeing. I don't know. C'est la vie, Balls Deep says. Oh, and then we got at K. Oh, fuck you. Uh-oh. Here we got shots fired. Here we go. Okay, bro. Okay, she got you. Oh, we're getting the okay, bros. K gonna start taking her earrings out in a second. OJ, you better watch your shit. You better watch your shit. Let's see. Yeah, so that happened, and the Pottstown, I mean, whatever. Even with what happened, so Joe ended up being our producer, and then I ended up with Stut Joe. So that's where we're at. But Stut Joe was our final producer. And I was about to submit Friday. I was about to submit the latest episode of the Sports Heads. What I do is I put the hyperlinks down and I kind of lay it out in a show format. And they would run the show for me, and I would do other things here. So I was proceeding as normal. And Friday afternoon, I submitted the show. And I quickly got a message back from our recent producer, Stut Joe Depot. And he said, hey, Bobby, I'm sorry to have to be the one to tell you this, but there has been a meeting. And Shuli said no more sports heads on the Shuli Network. And so I was kind of surprised by that, of course. Yep. So that's kind of how I found out. That was like the day of the show. So I'd already prepped the show. I was ready to go and do all that. And he said some nice words of support. He said, I hope you continue to do your show. He likes F1, and we were going to do an F1 story. Maybe we'll have him on and do an F1 story or something. But I got the message, and so then I had to figure out what are my next moves? In the moment, you're okay. Well, now I got to make all these decisions. So I had to figure out. I figured, we want to do the show. I knew that much, Stormy, and so Stormy, because she is like basically my co-producer and co-host and friend and confidant and all that stuff. I leaned on her and I messaged her, and I kind of told her what happened. And Stormy, how did I message you exactly? Did I send you how did we do that? Did I send you a message or?
No, we talked verbally and we, chatted and
I think I video chatted. You didn't?
Yeah, we did a FaceTime call.
That's an interesting way to do things when you have serious news to address to some people. So that's kind of interesting way to do that.
It is helpful.
And Bone Loads is our co-host. Bone Loads has been part of the show since like day one. It happened because we were doing another show, and Andrew always wanted to do a sports show, and he would get talked over and stomped on all the time, and sometimes on purpose, sometimes not. Right, Bobby Nick?
Yeah,
We'd step on it.
It became a bit to step on.
So much it became a bit to step on Andrew's sports. And I wanted to get better at hosting shows and doing what we're doing now. And I knew Andrew wanted to do a dedicated sports show. So I asked him about it, and he said, yeah, I would like to do that, BF. And I'd already been talking to Bone Loads on Discord and everything, and knew he was a sports fan. And so we looped him in, and we got him involved early on. And then we made Bobby Nick was a part of it too, because he was like a producer and a friend, podcast friend and otherwise on the other show we did. And so it started out to be a lot of fun and all. And so I tried to video chat him, Stormy, and I was hitting him all day, but I couldn't quite get a hold of him. And
Really?
same with Scott. Scott's not always available.
Yeah.
I hit you up a couple times, right, Scott?
Yeah, I'm late to wake up anyway, and then I was out on the road at the store, and we wasn't able to get a good phone. But you tried, yeah, I could see, and I already kind of knew what was going on.
Yeah. I'm amazed being up doing the 10 hours last night that you're up this early, bro. But yeah, so I called him like later in the day than this, and yeah, he was already at the store and all. But I attempted to do that, and then I was worried about my boy Andrew. The biggest thing was how to break this to Andrew, because
that was the first thing that we said, like, what are we gonna do for Andrew? How is he gonna take this? How do we present it to him? Just because that was his, I don't know how he was really proud to be on there.
Sure, we all were, and it's a tough thing to take, and it's settling a little bit. And at first, I put up my shield like, okay, we're going to just do what you got to do to keep driving on. But it bothers me a little bit and all. But yeah, so all of that started happening Friday afternoon. I'm like, okay, how am I going to? I had to really reinvent the show, reproduce the show, figure out how to do it on my page again, get it on Andrew's page. I had to basically just restart my day. I had all the stories, but how we were going to execute it. But then ultimately I had to figure out, well, what am I going to do to my boy Andrew? So interestingly enough, I was trying, I knew he wasn't going to get home until a certain part of the day. So I didn't send him a message or nothing. I did like what I did with Stormy. I kind of got on a camera because I didn't want Andrew seeing that on social media, because I wanted to promote it and let people know, hey, we're not going to be there tonight, but I couldn't have my people find out on social media. So I made an attempt to contact them face to face, which I can say was not really done for us, and tell Andrew. So I did. I finally called up to Andrew, and I set it up by telling him that, hey, you got a nice big channel now. You got No Filter. You got all these new friends and benefactors and all. And I set him up. I tried to make it good, and then I had to break the news to him that we weren't going to be part of the Shuli Network no more. And he kind of asked why, and I wish I knew a reason why, people, because clearly I was never given a reason. Truthfully, there was zero reason given.
I tried to tell Andrew, though, it's the show that was let go, not him. He has to understand that,
right?
Because it's not his fault. Nothing he did.
I mean, Shuli just that same day in the morning on the BS show was saying we should have Andrew on the BS show. Of course, Andrew can't do the BS show because he's at program, but maybe they can have him on Miserable Men sometime or something like that.
Yeah. So initially, I'm like positive about it, because I am positive about it. It was a great experience. It exposed us to a whole new level, a whole new audience, and monetization and everything. But I got to say that it is kind of dampening my ability to be a super chat participant, and that I don't know that I want to be in the super chats as much, because I'm starting to feel like the girl that got rejected, but she doesn't know that she got rejected. And so it's like, what are they going to think when they see Bobby Fran in the chat? Are they going to be, oh, that's that guy that we kind of put to the side, I don't know that that's just how it feels to me, is what I'm saying. So it is hampering my my kind of enjoyment.
That's why when you do something like that, giving a reason or trying to talk to somebody and give a good explanation is better, because people are led to just assume things, and that's how crap starts.
Yeah, and I've tried not to say too much about it, but other than I tell the facts the way it came out to me through Stut Joe and all, and I wasn't really given any reason. I wasn't told if it was because of views. I wasn't told I was suck, or that something sucks, or nothing gets better. I wasn't really told anything, but
we was almost ghosted.
Well, Stut Joe Depot just commented in the chat.
Yep, he did, and it's
nothing. And I felt for him, because based on, I'm sorry, Stormy. Go ahead. Did you say he did?
I was gonna say it's nothing against, like, I don't have any ill feelings towards anybody. Like, I just the situation just was a surprise, a shock. It sucked, and it is what it is.
Yeah, it was just overall a good experience, and I guess we all, I'm old enough to now know that nothing lasts forever, but I guess you would just like to maybe start and finish things in a definitive way or not. But I know. I mean, I still love the guys. I still love promoting their stuff. I told you, Stud Joe, we talked and everything, but we talked a little bit, and it's going to be kind of tricky to figure out, my participation level in the shows because I'm a big fan of it. But at the same time, I don't want to be like the jilted girlfriend that's always putting a Bobby Fran comment up, trying to get on screen and they go, oh, Christ, there's that guy that we disappointed. But I love everybody there. And people said nothing but positive things about us and the show and the network and my ability. I'm a relatively newer guy to podcasting, and all of the guys have been nothing but complimentary to me about, hey, Bob, I like the way you talk and present and you're broadcasting. So I love you guys for that. And I understand what's going on over there, Stut Joe, is that, it's an active wet network popping off. A lot of it is about all the drama and everything. Yeah. And I think our show is good. Go ahead, Stormy.
We're not the drama. Like, our show is like it doesn't fit that what's going on that network right now. Like, every show seems to have like it's the drama factor right now going on with all the podcast stuff. I don't feel like it was something to be taken personal. I think it's not a fit.
Yeah, it's not a fit, right?
Only a certain amount of people want the fun aspect to a show.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because they would show up on Sports Heads that night saying, where's Bob? Where's Shuli? What's this shit? We want to talk about this. And I understand that. That's the motivation. That's the drive of the network. But it's tough when you're self-gauging yourself. You don't know where you fit in here or not. But I am super duper proud that from the ground up, from nothing, we developed a show that was good enough to put on air every week. And not only that, but I wasn't really sure that if Shuli was noticing or not. I knew he was busy and whatever. I know he's got a lot of plates spinning. I wasn't sure. So I was very excited when I heard that not only he knew we were out there doing the show, but he liked it enough to put it on his network for basically 3 months. So we are totally flattered and appreciative, and we respect that and everything. But I'm just trying to figure out, just trying to just figure out where we're going from here. And that's kind of why we did a looser show today. Stormy really didn't do like a pod clips highlight package because she knew we had this to talk about and other things. And this is a time to like reframe. And, Stormy and I have had discussions about this show, whether Coffee and Pods is just like maybe a segment as part of a bigger morning show that we might do or a bigger show. So stay tuned for that. But this is all good. This is all unexpected stuff. I came along for the ride with Andrew. I know that Andrew was the original draw and the star for Sports Heads because Shuli found him on Instagram. And I know that a lot of the reason that I was on the network at all was due to my connection with Andrew. So for that, I'll be ever grateful and appreciative. And it gave me a lot of exposure, and it met a lot of new friends like I showed you on the pictures today. So I can get the positives out of it, but I'm going to have to kind of re-navigate and figure out, what is my participation level as far as injecting myself in the shows through chats the way I used to.
Well, Bobby Fran, I just want to say something to you, brother.
Okay, man.
I've been podcasting with you for probably a good year and a half now. Mm-hmm. And it's been awesome to see you develop and hone your craft and get better and better and better. You keep improving from when you began. You were just coming on with just yourself, and then you added all this equipment and the sound drops and the voices, you got more comfortable, and now you can really work a show. For a year and a half for that to happen, there's only up from here.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that, man, because you've always been complimentary like that. And that's another thing why I can't be bitter, because like you said, we a year and a half we've been kind of trolling and doing this, and there are people that have been in this game much longer that I wish they had the opportunities that we had on the Shuli Network and on the other various shows I do. So the fact that we are even here having this show today, and anybody knows us in like a year and a half time period, is amazing in itself. And that's what I try to concentrate on, Bobby Nick. And we have all those positives every day, and I love getting on with you. We just did it last night. I added 3 hours to your show and made it 10 hours, and we had a blast doing that.
It was a blast,
if it wasn't for life interfering, I'd look for more opportunities to jump on there as much as I can, because if I didn't have life interfering, I'd be on here, probably like a lot like you guys, 24/7.
Right.
But I love this stuff. Let's see what some of the people are saying. I just wanted to come on and just be honest. This ain't about shitting on Shuli or shitting on anybody there. Just kind of me, being honest on Mike and just reassessing everything and just telling you the truth as it went down. Let's see. Drama can be fun. Blood sports suck. There you go, balls deep. All right. That's a shitty feeling for sure, BF. Yeah, I'm just kind of in limbo right now. But I know the guys all like me there and appreciate me. I mean, they put up my chats even as recently as, like last Friday and all. So I know they love, but it's kind of a weird situation. And I don't want to inject chats out there and force them to put them in and deal with me. So yeah, Stormy, I wish it was like kind of a more definitive kind of, hey, nice to know you. Let's go back to what we were doing kind of thing. But I'm kind of feel like I'm kind of in this limbo and I don't know where I should participate, my level of participation anymore. So let's see.
I say do whatever you feel you want to do. I mean, you loved doing it before, and that's what got you, motivated initially to where you're at. I'd say do you.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Stormy. I think really, I mean, that's all we've ever done. Me and you and Bobby, Nick, and everybody. We don't come on here and go, well, let's play it up like this, or we just come on and I hope come on that I came on today, and I'm just being honest. And I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but if somebody ends up looking negative or not out of what I'm saying, I can't help that because I'm only going to say the truth. Terry Nee says, if I followed sports, I would have enjoyed it. Love this show. Thank you, Terry Nee. Yeah, bro. And that's another thing, we did that, and we were smart enough to like build our channels and build our family, and we knew that wasn't going to be the last step, and to evolve out of this. So we're happy to have you as a regular new friend that joins us among the many, and we're just going to keep doing Sports Heads and keep doing No Filter and doing our shows and building our family and just building on that whole positive experience. It was good, man. Let's see. Man, me with their hearts, very good, thank you. Balls Deep says, I found this cast through Stormy from her mindful comments on Steel Toe. Okay, there you go. Nice seeing you, Balls Deep. Seeing you in lots of shows. I'm not Balls Deep. I found them when Jake was on last week. I thought you were in our chats before that, Obnoxious John. Let's see.
Thank
Stormy
you.
is a good one, talented and aware. Yes, and so that's another. Right. Well, that was another thing. Scott, what was your comment about how you couldn't understand why we got kicked off the? We got kicked off the network, and there was 2 reasons you thought we shouldn't have. What was that?
Right. The first reason was how does the podcast with the only female and the only Andrew get booted? How do we?
Right.
Exactly. And the other was, I always wondered this too, though. I kind of it kind of felt like a dinner for schmucks, and we was the schmucks at the network.
Yeah, that was the last comment you made. No, but it was just the differences. And another reason I was proud of our show, and even though it might not have been among the higher viewed mathematically shows on the network, was that it wasn't backed by a major comedian or podcaster, which many of the shows on the network are, from what I understand. So that was kind of a thing to where I'm like, we don't have that kind of that key person that somebody always tunes in for, a Bob Levy or a Ray DeVito. And I thought even with that our humble show did good. But like you said, Stormy, I don't think that our show is bad. I just think that, you come to a certain point and maybe it just wasn't the best fit for that network.
Right.
It kind of looks like they might have did away with that weed and cannabis, or cannabis and comics, or whatever that was, of Bob Levy and the other. I ain't seen that in a while.
I haven't either.
Comics on cannabis, yeah.
Well, and I didn't want to get into pointing out specific shows, but I made the statement on Sports Heads Friday that we did, is that our show might have been the lowest viewed mathematically, but it wasn't the worst show on the Shuli Network. And I'll stand by that because we were just honest, talented. I mean, people, just genuine people. And Scott, I can't thank you enough for eating the dog food and the worms and pulling shit out of the drawers. And every week he was always trying to come up with something, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah. Man. We're gonna keep doing that. Oh, there you go. I think I muted you by mistake. There you go. I muted you by mistake, bro. There you go.
I don't know what I said.
Could you rewind?
Oh shit!
No, I'm just saying that I
look at Joe's comment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, I wasn't sure. I was just going to go by what I think people are just going to guess by the shows they see or don't see. Joe, I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, and then again, they didn't fit into that whole podcast drama stuff either. They were their own separate.
Right.
Same.
Just didn't fit the network.
Yeah. And Bob does enough shows. And while those guys were nice, that wasn't exactly the most entertaining show on the network, if you will.
I used to watch it before they were on the network once in a while.
So did I. Yeah.
Same. Okay. Yeah, I did.
I think
like you said, because we would go to watch anything that Bob was on, because Bob could just take any show and elevate it. I mean, You see it. You can sit Bob in front of a camera and a microphone, and he just elevates any show he does. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You need to jump to such a newest
I'm
comment.
catching up. Let's see. Tony laughing. We're catching up. Scotty, that's some Mark Twain shit.
Yeah.
Like Joe said, Comics on Canvas did get it before you. Okay.
It is a numbers game.
Yeah, Kevin had already decided he was going to leave. Stormy, once again, another guy that's not part of the drama machine, right?
Yep. He even stated that he didn't want involved in that drama, so he reeled it in for himself because he doesn't want to be in that. I
want to thank Stud Joe for saying this. In your defense, you guys had the most prepared show of any shows brought on the network. Thank you, Stud Joe. Once again, bro, I'm newer to this game, and ESO said early on, hey, BF, we do like a show clock kind of thing, and I want to come professional. I wanted to respect kind of what you guys do, and I didn't want to be an impediment or anything, so I tried to prepare a good show that made it easy for anybody that can run. So I really appreciate you saying that, bro, because I did put a lot of work into it, so it helps when people point it out like that. I appreciate that, man. And that's what I liked about when we left the network, is that there wasn't really any fall off in that, we've been bringing the production value the whole time. Stormy made our killer ass intro that we play that she created when we were part of the network. She made that. The network didn't make it. And anything that we do, we come equipped. I got the sound effects, she's got the graphics, and so we're ready. So there's really going to be no fall off production wise. It's not like, oh boy, this show ain't what it used to be. It's going to be the same old sports heads that you ever saw. But thanks, Dutch. I appreciate your professionalism and that you recognize that I at least tried to bring a prepared show, bro. I was kind of hoping that helped, but yeah, like you said, in the end, it's a numbers game at the end of the day. I understand that. We could have a separate conversation of where those numbers come from, though, but let's see. Cujo, good afternoon. Let's see. To be bumped by Ray is humiliating. Just kidding. Terry Nee, you don't know how right you are, sir, because in my long-term assessment of if I was good enough to podcast, I would watch podcasters and watch shows and everything, and I kind of say where I'd sit. And I would watch Ray or maybe Comics on Cannabis, and I'm like, if these guys can do this, I'm pretty sure I can do this. And like, so I'm like, so Ray is an interesting character. He's one of them ones you sometimes laugh with, but most of the times you're laughing at. Yeah, I don't know. He's always in on the joke, very much like a Perry vibe, and I can't match that kind of energy or anything. He's a unique individual, and I don't know if he hadn't caught this fire. I wonder what Ray's fate would be too. But let's see.
Oh.
Very good. To be bumped by Ray is humiliating. That's a great one. That's a great one, bro. So that is it. So, I mean, we're caught up to the comments right now. I know it's 2:30 here on the East Coast, a little past 2:30. You're watching Coffee and Pods with BF and Stormy. This is episode 20. We appreciate you all being here, we got 20 people watching live. It's great seeing y'all in the afternoon. Like I said, we're considering, it's a time to reset for a lot of things, and we're always considering really what we wanted the show to be. I am trying to be like an overall broadcaster and podcaster. Thank you, Bobby Nick, for your compliments, bro. We did a lot of work together producing TGB, and we really learned from the ground up how to produce a show and do shit live and edit shit and do stuff. And so, I mean, from early on. And so I'm trying to figure out where this show is going to evolve to. And I think maybe Coffee and Pods and BF's Internet Shite and maybe some other bits could be like an overall kind of afternoon kind of show or something. Maybe like BFS show or something. What do you think, Scott? I heard you grumble something there.
You just hear people talking in my background.
Okay, all right. Let's see what Max Bringle says. Our friend Max Bringle, local Marylander. He says, in your defense, Shuli really didn't give you guys as a collective much exposure around the network. I don't know about around the network. Shuli did always promote us on social media. The days of the show, just like he did every other show, he would put his post out on Facebook and things. We never quite got the mesh with having the guys on the show. We never got to that point. I reached out to Mike Morse a couple times. It's hard to get comedians on for a Friday show, so we kept missing each other. But I was going to kind of start with Mike and maybe work up to Bob and bring Shuli on and talk about football. I only regret that we didn't get to stuff like that. But as far as social media wise or shouting us out in shows, I mean, Shuli did that as best he could, I will have to say. Let me see. Mr. BF, Stormy, Fitz, and everyone. Hello, Tass. Hello. Good to see you back in the circulation of things. Shout out to the 21 people who are watching. You're watching Coffee and Pods with BF and Stormy. Go ahead, Scott.
One thing though, that sucked about the timing of it. I felt like we was just starting to hit another gear. You know, like the show was coming together even better, getting better.
I agree, Scott, because there was a little bit of an adjustment in that it was hard to keep Andrew out of the chat initially. You know, I produced the show, and so I could make Andrew single screen when I wanted him to, solo layout, and that would keep him out of the chat. He was very, and I think we were all heady about, hey, well, we're on the Shuli Network. We kind of knew where we were. And so he was reading the chat. He was very distracted by that. He seemed like he was almost being like a fake version of himself, like he didn't quite know how to be. And I kept trying to tell Andrew, just be yourself. But you're right. After the initial butterflies settled down, Scott, I agree with you that we were starting to hit a little groove as far as feeling comfortable on the network and the network kind of knowing what they were going to get out of us on a Friday night.
I know I was starting to feel more comfortable the last three or four shows. I was feeling more comfortable. Plus, I always had all the technical issues, and I got a new computer, and then bam.
Yeah, well, you did that, and we printed the QR code for the network. That's what bammed us. So there you go.
Yeah.
See? That's what I get for I'm definitely not going to go out and get my headstone printed up too much in advance. I know that. Let's see. Hey, Boombastic, I appreciate that you said BFS show. That's the name I'm considering, bro. That's what I just threw out there. I'm hoping that you might like that because that's kind of what I'm thinking because it fits for a lot of things. It's BF show. It's BF and Stormy. It's BF and Scott.
Yeah.
So I'm considering, because ultimately what I wanted to do, I mean, we all dream, I guess, well, at least for me, being on the radio or podcasting or having a show where you meet up with friends like we're doing right now and just talk about the stuff that we enjoy, but making it just kind of a broader show. So stay tuned for that because we might be doing a little rebranding, a little Coffee and Pods. What do you think about Bobby Nick? Got an opinion about that BFS show? What do you think?
That sounds good. Yeah, I think that's a good name.
You like that?
Play on the BS show and
yeah, it's got all right. It's got the BF, the BFS. You got Total
right.
BS. It got lots of got all kinds of BFSs. Let's see. Max Bringle said yes, but he should have had you up and Stormy, etc. on their shows as guests. Yeah, I regret that for whatever reason that didn't happen. That it didn't happen, Max, but that may or may not have helped, or having a guy on it may. I don't know, but and it's hard. I don't know if it was just numbers. I don't know if they didn't like the way maybe I wasn't bringing the stuff out in Andrew that they're used to. And that's the hardest part. We go back to is just not knowing. I can only assume it's a numbers game, but when I put some of it on myself because I was the host. So maybe I didn't do as much as I could have. Let's see. KB with the hearts. Chuck says that Bully Network was holding you guys down. Okay, thanks for your opinion, Chuck. It gave us a chance to participate and give us exposure and to a whole new group of people, Chuck. But I can't say they were purposely holding us down. But I'm hoping that as we move forward, we have our own rather than super chats, we have our own donation links and things like that. And so people have wanted interest in that. So we kind of work the show differently. But our subscribers are going up every day, and we're building our channels every day. And I think we definitely have a good base to grow on within a year and a half. We have a whole group of family shows. I mean, hell, we talked about this last night. We got a little bit of network of our shows, don't we, Bobby Nick?
Oh yeah, we do totally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yep.
Yeah, I mean on Andrew's channel we got No Filter, we got Weird Stuff, and now we also simulcasting Sports Heads.
Right.
So there you go.
Sports Heads, and we got this Coffee and Pods, which we're going to convert. Well, Bobby likes. See, now this is where it gets too right because I was going to try to get too lettery here, Matt. Bobby likes the BFSSB show. Let's see.
Yeah, that's a
it can get too lettery. I'm like, well, everybody knows me as BF, and BF with a comma is BFS or BF with Stormy. But it works in a lot of ways, so I don't know. That's kind of what I was leaning to. So it's funny.
It's RBF today, apparently.
What is it?
For me, it's RBF today. I have the resting.
The RBF show. Let's see. Oh, see, Miami's getting the idea. The BF Network. There you go. See? He's getting it. Let's say, oh boy, will you guys be working with On Again in the future? I don't know. I can't say that I'm in a hurry to do that. It kind of ended kind of weird. I know he's starting his own thing. I have nothing against Owen, but it's just he can be a interesting guy to deal with sometimes. That's
for sure.
Let's see. Shuli promoted you guys so well that I didn't become a fan until you were let go. Great analysis, John. Great. Well, there's something to be said for that. I mean, you have that point of view, bro, and that's fair. I mean, you're entitled to your point of view. I won't. I know that I appreciate Stut Joe for saying what he did, because we were the little show that could. We came fully prepared. We didn't come like going, tell us how to do this and what do we do here. We come ready. We hit on the cylinders, and whether it fit or not, we left that for other people's judgment. But I am proud of the show.
We left them a nice picture of Andrew when we left.
What, the snot one?
Oh, that one too. We left more than one.
Oh, okay. We left the one in the
his nudie picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I know Stut Joe had fun breaking that out every now and then. He broke that out in the appropriate times. Soon Andrew was starting to get sexual or something like that, it would flash up on the screen so quick. Let's see. Yep. Oh my, yes. Mommy talked about when they showed that video. So they showed Andrew on the No Filter show. He sneezed live on air, and just like the videos they used to gross out Bob, Andrew had a hanger. That was funny.
And then he asks why he can't find a girlfriend. Really?
Yeah, I almost puked. I think Scott did puke, actually.
Yeah, I didn't puke, but I did a lot of. You could hear a lot of dry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, we appreciate Matt and Boombastic. He says you are all talented podcast folks. Thanks, bro. We appreciate that. That's why I say that one of the most rewarding things about doing this is meeting friends like this on screen and meeting them in person. But then, just coming on here and being yourself, that you don't have, that people like you for. That's been the most rewarding thing, is that I don't think I got to come on here and do a song and dance and like, oh boy, if I'm not up today, people just seem to like where we just come on and be real people and talk. And so we look forward to doing a lot more of that with everybody.
And don't have constant drama where you have to scream into the microphone.
Yeah, I think it was Daytois or somebody that said something on one of the shows last week that it's funny, I don't like all that drama. I like people that come on and be real and talk, like I just stated. And I said, isn't that something, Daytois, how you can just come on and be normal, and you're somehow kind of, you got your own lane in the podcasting game just by being normal,
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's funny.
And like, look how many people, like, we had such a mellow podcast last night, and look how many people stayed, There was a bunch who just stayed through the whole 10 fucking hours.
Yeah, and kept Guru and Cujo, a couple. We kept going back and forth. We had a hell of a good time going over, and we were stripe streaming, but we did it all in just fun. We didn't go to actually try to kill his thing. But how many times, Scott? Tell everybody how many times we tricked Ray into saying no filter last night. You got the count.
Yeah. I played it back and I counted every time he actually said the word filter. And it was 17 times, definitely 17 times.
Wow.
Like Wapner. Definitely 17 times. Definitely 17 times. So that was funny. We were talking about, I was going to make coffee, but we have no filter. Scott was like, my air conditioner has no filter. My fish tank has no filter.
Well, he agreed to come on, though, at least.
But he said,
but what show?
Come on the Sports Heads.
Well, we'll just figure that out.
To me, it was funny that he said the word filter 17 times, and he still never really put together what the hell was going on.
Right. We said no filter. We said it 17 times, and the only thing that stuck in his head was Sports Heads.
Right.
Stormy's trying to get him to do no filter and all, but I'm sure if you send him a DM, Ray seems like a nice enough guy. Well, he'll do it. He did Sports Heads early on for us, luckily, before we got the X. So got that in there. So, yeah, we caught Ray at the beginning of all his Shuli show drama. That was really just starting to ramp up. He really wasn't – none of this stuff was going on when Ray was first on the Sports Heads.
No, it wasn't. I don't think he had even had, like, his major, like, first, like, freak out where he was yelling or anything. Like, he was not really –
he was very mellow, very much the old Ray. Yeah. But we had Trey. We had Trey, the sports guy, on as a guest. We had Chris Abels on as a guest. We had Ray DeVito. So we managed to nail down a few guests for that show, and also and then Scott, did all the eating and everything. So I think we did a show where many times we were like, "Are you not entertained?" We put it out there.
Don't forget Jake.
Oh,
Jake.
By the way, you trying to say, by the way, don't forget Jake? Is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I should have said.
Do it.
What's up, guys?
Hey, buddy. How you
Hey,
doing?
hey, by the way, 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 by the way,
Thanks for checking in, Tess.
by the way, by the way.
We're gonna have that's a by the way dance.
Yeah.
And Stormy, when I talked with Kay, I mentioned to her that it was nice having her on Coffee and Pods. Her and Mammy was supposed to do it that day, but Mammy backed out and she did it. I think Mammy did end up joining us.
Yeah.
But Kay was out there, and that's still one of our highest viewed episodes. So I told her that we got to have KB back on Coffee and Pods. So now, wait a minute. Now, because I invited her on the show, I don't have to contact her, right? Like Ray, I just invited her on a show, right? I don't have to get no more.
Just assume she'll show up.
Okay, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. I don't have no room and board for it. I don't have no Coffee and Pods. Don't have no budget like that. We don't have no bed for you. You got to bring BYOP. Bring your own pink blankie or something like that. Let's see. Amen. She said, "Got it, Jet. Have a good one. Love yous." All right. Bobby is saying he has the right to view a rookie card. Question mark. Let's see. Gatorito. I like that. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Terry, he's like us. He loves by the way. Me and Scott love the by the way. It's our jam. Up. Kay with the kisses right back at you, girl. Yeah, we definitely. She agreed like right away. She said, yeah, she'd like to come back on. So we'll definitely do that because she's one of these nice normal people that don't like drama and just like hanging out. So we're down with that. Let's see.
Oh, call her agent.
Oh, you call her agent, okay? Nah, I thought you go on one podcast and you agree to go on, and then you go on another one and see if they have a rental car or a bed or something. It's like that's how you're supposed to do it. Apparently, that's how. Go to the Ray DeVito Broadcast School, gig booking school. That's how he does it. That's cool. But all in all, all's well that ends well. I mean,
Right.
At the end of the day, all of this is just podcasting, and really. It's all good. I'm sitting in front of here with you guys. I'm sitting in front of here joking with these people on a chat. And, I have to look at the good side of that. And while I wish that, maybe it would have come to a better end to where I didn't feel so awkward and I'm kind of in this middle thing, I'll be forever grateful for this experience. And being a guy, I was told that I had a voice for broadcasting and stuff, and I never really tried anything until podcasting. So I'm glad that I had an opportunity to do it like that. And so I'll never have to wonder. People kind of know that I'm out there now. So I'm out here and you're stuck with me now, people. Whether they want me or not. So what's up for the rest of the day with everybody? What are you doing the rest of the day, Stormy?
Going to pick up kids from school and cooking dinner.
Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. How about you, Scott? You ready to do another 10-hour podcast?
No, I'll probably take a nap after this show and then get up and watch BYB.
Sounds like a plan. Sometimes those afternoon naps are pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
What about you, Mr. Bobby Nick? What's you want to got some plugs, or you want to thank our friend Bobby Nick for joining us today?
Yeah, no problem. I always have
You
a
might as well
blast
just join
coming
us
on
every
the
week.
show. There you go. Yeah, why not?
All right, tell everybody what you're up to tonight, or what you got going.
Yeah, we got BYB podcasts at 8 p.m. on YouTube tonight, and Twitch and Rumble as well.
All right,
So-
BYB podcast, and what's on? Who's coming on? You have a special guest coming on later in the week.
Oh, right. Tomorrow on No Filter with Andrew and Friends, we got Chris Abels.
Chris Abels. You can catch him at Chris Abels Fool on Twitter. My friend Chris Abels. Yes, that's cool. That's a good get. Chris is a great guy. He's another big reason after Shuli and Iso and all that. Another level of people know who we are because Chris found us on podcasting and he was like, You guys show is great. It's funny. You guys do like bits, and I love you. I love all the characters and all. And he's been nothing but a great friend and supporter ever since. And I see Stormy's being nice enough to throw our links into the chat. So if you feel so inclined and so generous, you could please help us out with our podcast journey and donate there. We'd certainly appreciate that. Let's see. Is this for Stormy? Who's this for? It says, you have great charisma. I would suggest shaving the stat. Stormy, don't talk about Stormy like that. Now, bro, if you're talking about mine, I got it down about as thin as you can get, bro. Let me tell you. I do that to keep so the grays don't all show up at the same time as much. And some bitches be out here like this.
We should have Jake give you some shaving advice.
That'd be funny. Oh man, I don't know. That might turn into a horror show. We get him with live pair of scissors on a camera and everything.
Oh no!
But it would be entertaining though.
He looks a little patchy today. He's a little patchy.
He's an Indian. He's an Apache, huh? Jake, are you an Indian? Why? Because you look Apache to me. Let's see. Thank you, Terry Nee, who has been most generous for us. Thank you, Venmo and PayPal and little super chats. That's right. Thank you. Thank you for your friendship and generosity, sir. That's cool. Let me see. Can we donate Amazon gift cards? There you go. Sure. Send it to our P.O. box. That was cool. Yeah. So yeah, you're talking about I got to trim the face, but I'm not sure. I'm still not sure if he was talking about me or you, but I'm not sure.
I don't know.
That's not right. He directed that to you if he did though. But anyway,
That's okay.
let's see.
I won't take offense to it. I'll shave up when I get off here.
Hey, Obnoxious John says, I'll promote your show on the next Be Dabbler and try to get you some subs. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you. I know I catch up with you a lot in the chats. I always say, hello, I see OJ, and he makes funny song parodies. So I consider you a chat bro and a chat friend, man. So any promotion is greatly appreciated. I catch Be Dabbler and you guys on there sometimes, too. I was loving the snipe chats when it was like Cardiff and them. That was the funnest way to watch the Chad stuff. Watching Cardiff and them, watch Chad, watching Kevin, the triple snipe, you know, that's highly entertaining. And I know B Dabbler's been away for a couple of days and he come back to all this drama. So he's still trying to figure out. So check out Obnoxious John out there, the B Dabbler show. And he also does Insufferable Bastards podcast, right?
Yeah.
There we go. All right. All right, then. Well, I guess it's about 10 of 3 here on the East Coast. We're going to pull this train into the station. I want to thank the 18 people that are still watching us. I do want to thank at the end of the show, I do want to say thank you to Iso Doe. I want to say thank you to Shuli Agar and thank you to Chris Abels. Because of those guys helping us and supporting us, we're kind of sitting here right now and people know who we are and we're allowed to have fun and they welcomed us into this community. And I look forward to it growing even more and more. So I want to thank them guys. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. There's still up to 20 people now, whether you're watching this live or you watch it later. Come check out Coffee and Pods and me and Stormy and the crew as we develop this show into like kind of an afternoon fun kind of show, maybe the BFS show. And we're going to keep on rocking and rolling, having fun with you and making our family even bigger. So we appreciate all of you. Let's see if I find the right track this time, Stormy. Let's guess the right track time. Let's see. Ready?
There you go.
Oh, no, that's not it.
See, she knows. That's right. See, she knows.
Oh.
That was internet shite. I do
Right.
this all the time. I figure I'd write this down at some point.
That's it.
There we go. Yeah.
Or was that Sports Heads? No.
Oh.
That's Sports Heads.
Oh, that's worth it.
Here you go. I got it. Ready?
Good.
Third time's a charm. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Now I know why I got kicked off the network. I can't find the right song. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, I appreciate everybody enjoying us.
Damn shows, Bobby.
Got too many shows, man. I'm like a Jamaican. You got 3 shows. You got too many shows. Okay, so catch us every Monday for whatever this is going to be. Coffee and Pods with BF and Stormy. And catch us Friday on the Sports Heads live, 7 p.m. East. We're going to do it on BF Bobby Fran channel and on No Filter with Andrew. All right? And check out No Filter with Andrew. They always got something going over there. Scott and Stormy and Bobby, they're always over there. Check that out. They got weird stuff, all kind of fun for us. So wherever at, check us out. Goodbye to Jake. Thanks for joining us today. He's a good bro. Peace and love. And we're out of here. And if we don't see you next week, we'll see you next time we do see you. Bye, folks. Bye.
Peace.